Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the draft is over. Now comes training camp, cuts, all the other little stuff that's going to go on. It's already May. Super Bowl is in February, March, April, May, 4 months gone by really fast. Exciting time to be a Giants fan. A lot of hype about the draft. Ah, man, I'm glad it did, man. Jared, what's good? Miz, G-Man. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. And yes, Chris Pettit got fired. We'll definitely be talking about that. Taj, my guy. The Taj Madian Devil. Always here. Love it. A lot of hope for the Giants right now. A lot resting on this draft for the Giants right now. A lot of pressure. Giants fans are expecting something this year with all the moves. We feel that they're the right moves. We see a team that has playmakers. We love the first two picks of the draft. We are all in on Neal and Thibodeau, two guys we thought we would never get. We never even drafted. We tried, we wanted it to happen. We fudged some drafts. Man, I want to talk about this. Hopefully Pat and Lou will jump on. I really want to get some insight and delve deep into that with the Chris Mara firing. There's a lot going on that, and I'm looking at it one way, and I just want my guys on the panel with me. So Jared, we will definitely be talking about that. Miz, yo. So Daboll's under a lot of pressure. The coaching staff is under a lot of pressure right now, and it's through no fault of our own, but the fans. The fans are creating this pressure, putting this pressure on the team, seeing the hype, wanting to win, wanting to get back, hoping we can be division champions again, playoff contenders, a team that people look at and it's like, I don't want to play those guys. Because we could beat you very handedly. That's what we're looking at. There he is.
What's going on, Joe?
And I just break it down some stuff, the hope, the hype, the anticipation, what's going on, the animosity, just all the feelings right now that we're feeling as a fan base. And it's great that we're all feeling that. And everyone can bring a different view to it. But we still got to realize it's only year one. Rick,
Right.
what's good, Kayla? Thank you for making it. Camp 10, good to see you. Showing is getting his guys. And like I said, when we get Lou on here, I want to delve into the Chris Mara firing. He got his pink slip from Joe Shane. He's in control, Pat.
Chris Pettit got fired.
Yeah. Pettit, the son-in-law, right? Or
no, I think Chris Pettit was a scout.
Yeah, but wasn't he related?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, check it, correct me. I don't think he was.
I can't, Miz. I won't be able to keep up with the chat. I'm old. You got to cut me some slack somewhere. It's only 30 seconds. It lets me catch up with the chat and we get to discuss your views. I don't want to ignore anybody. That's why I have it on. I want to discuss it. You guys are taking the time out of your day to watch me. I want to make sure that I get your questions. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. You guys come on here for a reason. And I want to get to everybody because everybody's opinion is important. So by taking it and putting it on slow mode, I get to everybody's question. I don't want anybody feel singled out at any time of my YouTube career. I know we all got a lot to say in 30 seconds. Believe me. But we'll get to it. We'll definitely get to everything that everybody has to say tonight because that is breaking news, Chris Pettit. Joe Shane's in control, Pat. What do you think?
No, I think he's in complete control. He's in complete control, man. And looks like they found the mole who's giving out all our damn information all the time.
Rick. Well, let's look at it. Let's delve into this, Chris Mara. Joe Shane ran with those guys this draft, okay? But you know goddamn good and well as I do that Joe Shane had guys on that scouting staff that he trusted. Okay, so let's say Joe Shane went through this draft and, there wasn't a lot of turnover in the scouts. But Joe Shane's going, I want you to scout these guys. I want you to tell me about this. I want you to tell me about that. And they had a chance to either save their job or they had a chance to get fired. Chris Pettit got fired because apparently he was doing something Joe Shane did not like, and he doesn't even want him on the staff.
Right.
That's how it's breaking down for me.
Like I said, I think dude was giving out information. I think that was Pat Leonard's homeboy.
Forget everybody. Forget about it. Miz and Tudo been talking. That's what it is. Joe, let's make sure whatever I write is pairs and understood. Man, I try to understand everybody. I really do. No, he didn't, Joel. He didn't allow them to have any input in this draft. I read it was all him and Dabble this entire draft. But if he gave those an opportunity to turn in a draft card and he screwed it up royally, or he didn't like the way Shane was doing things or scouting people, or Chris Mara, if Shane didn't like that, that's a firing offense. I don't like the way you did your job. It's not the way I want to do things. Bye. We see that in CEO offices all the time. People are going to get a chance to keep your job. Secretaries, bosses, foremen. I'm coming in. I'm cleaning the house. I'm here for a reason. We're not winning. We're not making money. I'm going to watch and see what the problem is. So he sat back. He watched for 3 months. He had the draft. More people are going to be fired because of that. And then next year, you guys think we're drafting wild now?
Right.
You guys are upset at the draft picks now? It's only going to get worse, man. It's only going to get worse with the draft, with these puzzling draft picks. People, you want to be a Giants fan and you want to be able to talk your talk, Pat, so to speak. We're going to have to start delving deeper into these 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds. These guys that are going to be there, because that's what these guys are going to be doing, because we're going to be going, who the hell is this if we're not on the ball? And then it's going to roll all the way around to what happened to this year. Who's this guy? What? Wait a minute. He's still on the board. Why didn't we pick him? NYG 22. What's good?
What's going on, NYG?
Taj saying Pat's the GOAT.
Well, I appreciate it, Taj.
Darren, what's good? He says he's the new GM. He should be allowed to bring in the people he wants his business. Exactly. But it's also about the right people. Don't just bring in friends. Bring in the right people. Don't hire somebody because they're a buddy. Hire the guy that's got the experience and the knowledge. Hire the guy that you're paying him to do a job. He's going to do it.
Right. Right.
They'll now replace his own. Yeah, I plan on him replacing everybody in the scouting. He's going to get rid of a bunch of bad apples. But he gave everybody a chance. You can't say that he didn't do that. All right, guys, we'll run with you guys through this scouting season. I know what I'm doing. You ain't screwing that up.
I think they were just there as props, just to have them there, and he didn't have enough time to fire everybody that he wanted to fire.
That might be true, too. But now he's got a reading on who he wants to get rid of, whether he was right or wrong. Well, Pat Leonard. Oh, my God. Coach Ed, peace and blessings, man. Good evening. Good evening. Pay and I submitted. Yeah, Pat and you are submitting new scouts. Me too. I'm throwing my resume in there too, damn it. Miz,
I would love to be a scout with them guys, man.
Right.
I know my hard work will be appreciated with them.
Yes, Jared, he's got the full set of keys. Man, he has the keys to the entire organization. Mara didn't even speak. I think Tish had quite an input on that. Sitting here, the way they were showing that war room, how those guys were just sitting there, stone
Man,
statues.
John Mara was now that was a mascot. You want to call somebody a mascot? That was what a mascot is right there.
Oh, with Mara, yes. Tasmanian Devil in the house.
Hey,
What's going on, Taj?
what's going on, Pat? Man, what a hell of
Yes.
an off season this been, man.
Right.
Yes. This has
I don't
been.
think you could have wanted this offseason to be any better.
Yeah, you can't have this off season any better than this, man.
A lot of hope. I see a lot of positivity. I see the direction this team wants to go. I see what we're going to be like on the field, and a lot of fans are going to be surprised this year. A lot of fans are going to be.
I believe that too, Joe.
Well, DJ could be the guy, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I hope to God DJ is the man leading us forward.
Me too.
We might have to pay him.
That's half the battle.
Right, because then we don't have to give up picks to get a quarterback. If we got the quarterback, if DJ can, be a guy, top 10, you're telling me you're going to get rid of a top 10 quarterback if he's top 10 next year? Top 12. So you really want to move on from him?
Above average.
Right. We win 9-10 games next year. And, he's putting up stats of a top 10 quarterback, granted the lower end of top 10, but still, that's not progress.
I mean, but that's the thing though. Like he's gonna be in the system to where that he's gonna throw the ball a lot more than he has been the last 2 years under the last coaching staff.
All right, Miz.
So he's gonna have his numbers. Like it's not even like an if or a but.
And I'm going to agree with Big Fridge here. If the confidence is trash, we would be in the playoffs. We could be in the playoffs. Oh, you let him stay? Yeah, exactly, Cup. That's what. And if he is, we're golden. If he does that, we are freaking golden. We're back in a year, which is what everybody really wants.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we win 10 games this year and we're doing this stuff next year at this time, we're all going to be amped up. We're going to be hyped. We're going to be on the rails. We're going to be screaming for certain players and arguing all over again. And it's going to be a damn good time. And I don't want to miss it. I'm not going to lie. This next year is going to be a real, true roller coaster ride. We're going to have our ups. We're going to have our downs. But in the end, I think we're all going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And we're going to know where to go. We're going to know what's wrong with this team. Right now, we're guessing because there's too much wrong.
We're going to know exactly what we need to work on. That's what I'm excited about. I'm just excited about that.
Yes.
Having a team that we know exactly what we need to work on and everything, that's going to be dope.
Yeah, they are believing in that, Darren, I believe. Yes. Jeffy T. What's good? Don't dismiss up. He took a big hit. 6 weeks, no Hopkins. Yeah, Arizona did take. That's right, Miz. DeAndre Hopkins has been suspended for 6 games.
Yeah, DeAndre.
I was going to get into that too. In the end of that too. So the people who bash Daniel Jones because you say he's supposed to uplift the team. What are you going to say about Kyler Murray if he struggles again without DeAndre Hopkins? Because I didn't hear all this when Kyler Murray was struggling with the Cardinals.
11-6, Lou, I know you're watching. 11-6, back on the bullshit, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear all this. I didn't hear all this about Kyler Murray, how much he sucks when DeAndre Hopkins went down and he wasn't playing well. Having one of the worst playoff performances you've ever seen. But nobody was saying that about him.
And man threw a pick six at his own.
Now, Miz, you saying our standards are low because we said we're going from a 4-win season to a 9 or a 10-win season, and Daniel Jones could be the guy going forward and seeing what this team is going to be doing. is not high enough standards? Is that what you're saying?
He says not good enough for me. Once again, our standards are too low. We can win 9 games. I feel we have a very strong defense. Well, he's saying that we can win 9 games, but it's still people saying that we're only going to win like 5 games.
Oh, no, I don't see that at all.
Had a person come on our video and said, wait till
Mac,
we go 3 and 14.
please. Sub up.
Thanks, Jackie.
I'm 20 away from 400. I appreciate the help getting up there to 400. I really would. Big Pat.
I'm like 5 away from being 100.
His link's down below. G Nation, our third. His link's down below too. I would appreciate it, guys. Just takes a minute. Deedon, what's good? Steven says, yep, Pat, let's see what Murray can do when he can't just sling it and say, screw it, to D-Hop down there somewhere. Right. Coach, what's good? I just thinking about the huge amount of cap space next year. That's another thing, too. The cap space we have next year.
What if this team progresses to where Shane and Dabo feel that, okay, if we get a couple of veteran pieces, we can do something. And if that's the case, we're going to have the money. We're going to have the money to go and get a couple of pieces, you know?
Yes.
We can sign that big free agent and he come in and fill a role and not have to be the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you guys, and a lot of people are not realizing this, that all the guys that we drafted, all those 1-year contract players, those guys that we drafted are going to fill those holes once they leave. If all those guys prove that they're not worth a second contract with us, we have people in place to take those positions. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all gonna be surprised how some of these rookies actually have a prominent role with this team the first year. Watch what I tell you.
Just real quick, I dropped the link in the Big Blue Crew Entertainment chat on Twitter if you guys want to jump on. Yes, Jared, we're going to have over 90 million, 100 million, possibly could be up to 125, 130 million. Galladay.
Yeah, we released Galladay, Shepard.
That's why we declined Daniel Jones for the deal, obviously.
Right. We could have a ton of money. We could have a lot of money. You know, who knows? Maybe we give up a 3rd rounder next year, you know, to get a stud wide receiver, or, you know, we're going to have options with injuries. You know, we signed Barkley to a contract, get him a nice partner. You know, have a 1-2 combination again. All these teams that do good have a 1-2 running back combination. It's not all about the passing game and wide receivers. They are able to adjust and throw a mix in there on the defense that just keeps them on their heels enough to confuse them. That's what we need. Steven says, but no Barkley, no Jones. Okay.
What?
He says no, but no Barkley, no Jones. 11, I won't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow and there will be 5 to 10 people fired. I am not going to be upset at that.
And we already got 2 fired today. So.
Right.
We already got 2 of them.
And they got fired right
Some people.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Y'all want me to drop the link? Man, we've been having so many people on. I really wanted to discuss this stuff. And when you get too many people in here, that's my only problem. Too many people talk over each other. But I know what I can do. We're going to try something different. And I know it's been done in other streams before. There you go, guys. I'm going to bring you on one at a time and let you speak your piece. But I got to have my Jeffy with me. What's good?
What's going on, fellas? Just sitting here chilling with the Big Blue Crew and watching the most goated WWE wrestler sitting on the TV right now, Seth freaking Rollins. How's everybody doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm not going to lie. We're still making moves, man.
Oh, yeah. The Chris Pettit
Yes.
adios. Bye
Yes.
bye. Bye bye, Chris.
Yes.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
Rick says, Jeffy, you remind me of the Utah Jazz.
And why is that, Rick?
I don't know. He just,
What?
hey, what's up, man? Yes, thank you. What question? Let me scroll back up. I have been trying to do, man, I have not. All I saw was this.
The day I see everybody
Oh,
support
I'm
Daniel
sorry,
Jones,
Mark.
the day
Who
I
has more sacks,
mention
Sibbs or
somebody else.
Aziz? That's a tough question.
I'm gonna say
That is
Aziz.
a tough question.
I'm gonna say Aziz.
I don't know because like this defense that we're in now like doesn't really. I mean, like Wayne Martindale, I mean, like doesn't really like value sacks as much as like pressures and QB hits. So I don't really
Right.
know.
Joel and Pat, what's y'all predictions as to who starts on the O-line and which of the bunch gets cut? I will pop you right in, Miz, just as soon as we answer this real quick, because I know you got a lot you want to say. Predictions, I'm going to say, well, you got to have Thomas. You're going to have the new North Carolina guard. Then you're going to have Glowinski.
Neil.
Is that his name, Glowinski?
Lewinsky.
I still got to learn their friggin' names.
Mark Lewinsky from the Colts. You're gonna have Neil.
Yeah. I could see Pert and Lemieux getting cut.
I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Perk is cut too.
I would not be surprised if Pert gets cut. How about you?
Sorry.
It's gonna be Neil Thomas. I think Feliciano's gonna be at center.
Feliciano.
Lewinsky at right guard, and that left guard position is going to be an open competition. One of those rookies might win it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Left guard. Yeah, that left guard's going to be up for grabs.
I think it's going to be. I think they're going to start with Garcia at left guard. They might want the experience on the line, but I think Ezeudu is going to eventually win. Is eventually going to play at left guard later on the season. So I think they'll start with the veterans in the middle of the offensive line, and then eventually Ezeudu will be the left guard.
All right, then we got the Miz.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
How are you,
What you got? What you got?
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Miz?
I think Lemieux will be here.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't think Lemieux's going anywhere. I say he's healthy now. I think him and the North Carolina kid Joshua will battle it out in camp. Should be a pretty good battle.
Don't forget about Garcia, Miz.
Right.
You think Matt Perk goes, Miz?
Oh man, I don't know.
Bro, just open a new tab.
They got to cut somebody, so I guess. But I would.
Yeah,
I don't like to get rid of young kids that we drafted, even though these guys didn't draft them. I don't like to give up so early on a guy like Perk.
Yeah, there's no commitment. They're hurt.
The man couldn't even beat out Nate Solder at training camp. Like, that was crazy.
I hear you. I know.
There you go.
How recovered is Perk from the ACL injury? Has he been practicing, or has he been really off to the side more?
No, I don't think he's at the facility.
Yeah, he was at the facility. Nick Gates was out there too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Were they
Rick,
practicing?
I think they already did.
So they got like red jersey on.
Bear is
I can see that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Nick Gates might be gone.
Yeah.
I think he is going to be gone, and I hate saying that. I think he is going to be gone.
I hate to see that, but man, that sucks.
It
Man,
does.
if he was healthy, that would really solidified his offensive line. If he was healthy,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that kid that we got in undrafted free agency on the offensive guard, Rivas from Kansas State? Have you seen any film on him?
Nope. Not yet. I haven't started.
I think
breaking
he's
down.
going to be a camp body.
Mm-hmm.
He's sort of a mauler on that left side. He could be a guy that, if he has a good camp, can maybe sneak onto the back end of that roster. Yeah, I think he's going to be a camp body too.
But I will say this: everybody will have an opportunity.
Oh, Subi
Absolutely.
Guru, what's good? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Hey, Subi. Sooby
You
dooby
never say
doo.
never.
And even Nate Gates went undrafted too. So yeah, that's that too.
There's a good point. Bredesen might be gone too.
Yep.
It's true.
That's a good point, NYG. Yes.
If we cut him, is there any guaranteed money on his contract, or is he on a rookie deal?
Bredesen? No, I
Yeah.
think we
He's
get
not
his
in the
full.
rookie
I think we get like 1.5 million, something like that.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's going to be the interesting part because Shane's only got a couple more days to get this cap down to sign these free agents. So this is coming up.
Yeah, and we'll find out
I
about
mean,
Bradbury in
he
a
got a
couple
month or
days.
two, I believe. He got a month or two.
Scooby. Yeah, he submitted it. I got it, Kayla. Yep. I take all applications. Yeah. Why are you going to fight with Miz? Because he's eating, man. Guy's hungry, okay? All he does is work out at the gym and talk to Buko. That make everybody hungry. You know?
Jets suck. Giants suck. Jets suck. Giants suck. Jets suck.
Right.
Oh,
Giants suck.
Rick, I'm
I
eating
literally
matzah.
put them down. Are
Matzah?
you really? Oh, that stuff's good. I love matzah.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I want to say, without getting everybody stirred up, I'm not going there, but I'm just bringing it up. There's a story, Pat. There's a story that they really were close to trading Tony. There's a story out that they were close to trading Tony. They were not happy with him. And Pat Leonard, the reporter, spilled it. He leaked it. And once he leaked it, and they didn't want it leaked because they didn't want Tony to know that. And then they decided to turn around and keep him because it got leaked. And that's why if you watch the press conference the other day after the draft, if you watch closely when they brought up Tony, the GM got mad and told them reflect on
Yeah,
what
I
I just
saw
said.
that.
And Dabo's face was real angry about even Tony's name bringing it up. You've seen Dabo's face turn real serious.
He
So
said,
there
"We're
is
not
something
keeping
Well, I'll
there
tell
that's
you
not
this.
so cool.
I'll tell you this.
Brett.
Maybe we should be thanking Pat Leonard then.
No, what you
Man, I
should
ain't
be
thinking
thinking
about
is, I think they played chess with that Chris Pettit dude, and I think
I
that
told
was
yeah.
Pat Leonard's source.
I'm telling you.
Ooh.
And they found out who was the lead.
Ooh. Good point.
Playing chess, not checkers. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that right now.
Right.
Yeah, that was brought up early, on somebody said on Twitter. Yeah, about Chris Pettit.
But
Pettit
think
maybe
about
they
it.
knew. Yeah.
Everybody has known our draft plans for what, like the past 6-7 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How long
everybody
has Leonard
knows.
Floyd been in the league? Like 7 years. So the past 6-7 years, everybody knows who we're trying to go after. And even
Conklin
last
too.
year, everybody knew we wanted Devontae Smith last year, and we're regular average Joe. So you know the league knew it. Why you think Philadelphia traded up and took Devontae Smith from us?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good point, Pat.
Damn.
So maybe
can't
they
be too
put some
careful.
false information out there on purpose to find the mole. And they found who the mole is, and guess what? He was fired right after the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because none of the
yes.
stuff that was reported happened, right?
Right.
None of it that was reported was happening. Nobody thought that we would go Wan'Dale Robinson in the second round. You know why? Because everybody thought that we were trying to get Nakobe Dean or somebody like that. And he was probably never on that draft boards. Think about it. Why do you think they put that false report out about Thibodeau having a horrible interview? Who was one of the first people to report that? Pat Leonard.
Yep, Pat the Rat.
So I think they played the guy, and then they got rid of him after the draft because they found the mole. So next year, you think we didn't know what was going on this year in the draft?
Right.
You don't know what the hell is going to go on next year in the draft.
Right.
Good. I like
Now, I'm going to
surprises.
try my best. I'm going to do my due diligence on everything. But if you guys were watching Big Blue Crew videos, we were all over the place. And I was telling you, hey, look, I don't know what they're really trying to do.
Yes.
Do you believe that the Charles Cross thing was put out there on purpose?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Evan
Yes.
Neal was their guy the whole time.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
What did they had 13 scouts and Shane and Dabble and all that for the NC Pro Day, right? Nobody
Mhm.
caught up on those two guards the Giants were looking at.
Nobody.
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 And they had 13 people there.
But it was
I
silent.
heard today.
Did you hear they sent 13 people to after they drafted the North Carolina people?
Yes.
I didn't hear they sent 13 people to North Carolina Pro Day.
Not
It was,
enough.
somewhere. It was somewhere in there. They had a lot of reps at the North Carolina Pro Day. And whether it was 13 or it was up there. It was a lot of freaking people.
Only thing reported from North Carolina I remember is them saying they were looking at Sam Howell, and they may go Sam Howell in the second round. Little do you know they was looking at both those guards the whole time. Think about that.
Right.
That's how you get a mold. That's mafia shit right there. Sorry, bro, for cursing. But that's mafia stuff
All right,
there.
thank you, Kale.
Exactly, Steven. I will sit there in the corner too. Yo, let me know.
You got to play dirty sometimes if you want to get who you want. Sometimes you got to play it a little bit dirty in that way and get the guys that you
out here
want.
playing chess.
I think they had to do that because they wanted to find out. I think they did that because they wanted to find out who are the trash people in this organization that keep running their mouths outside of this organization.
Who's the elephant in the room?
There you go, Taj. Good point.
And then you know what? That could have been a big part of the poison here the last bunch of years.
Right.
How do you think the Bears traded up in front of us to grab Leonard Floyd?
Remember Conklin too? When the Titans trade up and got Conklin and they knew we wanted him as well?
How you think they traded up and took Conklin before us?
Yeah.
How you think they traded up and took Devontae Smith before us?
Every year
it happens to us. Every year. Why? Because somebody's running their mouth.
Yep.
So that little paycheck you was getting from whoever you was getting from, Chris Pettit, I hope he was saving it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That dude probably knew his days were numbered.
Let me drive him to the airport. Let the Miz drive him to the airport. I would love to take him one-on-one to the airport.
What you guys are all missing though is that this leads to all the turmoil this team was involved in. This just adds to it. All the BS that was going on, all the accusations that were going on inside the Giants organization, everything that we heard, this is like the cherry on top. That's how poisonous the New York Giants front office was.
Yeah.
And that's how inept. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, everybody was out for themselves and screw you. And that's exactly what it was. Go ahead, Pat.
That just proves how inept. Dave Gettleman was as a GM. He didn't have control over anything.
And that just shows how blind of an owner John Mara was. That John Mara with a blind eye to it. I'm sorry, Pat.
Why do we have an organization where our head of scouting is running his mouth, telling people like Pat Leonard information, and then Pat Leonard's going to put it out there. And I'm not saying everything that Pat Leonard puts out there is wrong because he's getting it from the source.
Right.
That's why we lost out on people like Leonard Floyd. That's part of why we had to draft somebody like Evan Ingram.
So in actuality, Pat Leonard was the first one to put out there that Tony was, sort of on the trading block, and I guess he wasn't lying. He was giving us the truth.
All places.
That or it was a
I think that was false information gave to Pettit from Joe Shane. Joe Shane said it, and he knew that it would get around, and he found out who the hell was talking, and that's why he was fired.
Oh, Rick. Yeah,
Rick.
too many.
I'll turn you upside down, Rick, and mop the floor with your hair. You hear me?
No wonder these players don't have a friggin' chance.
That goes back to the owner, though, in a way, too, because he had a blind eye during this whole time and didn't do anything about it while all this mess was going on behind the scenes. So it's really the owners that are the fault.
Part of it.
Yeah.
He was part of it.
That's what I mean, though. He's a blind eye. Yeah,
It's not a
the
blind eye. He's just
that's
that
what
dumb.
changed it.
He was part of it. He thought he knew what he was doing. He
I
hired
don't think
Dave
it's dumb. I
Gettleman.
think it's just
Dave Gettleman was a good old lad. He was a good old whipping boy. He did whatever he was told. He had all his people in scouting and everything, and these guys were running their mouths, and he wasn't paying attention. That's what I'm just saying. That's how inept our front office was. Mara is the head of the front office, correct?
He's the
Hey,
owner.
well, of course, yeah.
Listen. Read Kayla's comment right there, Pat.
He says, "You guys, this is not a comment in our industry. Eric Edom of Yahoo Sports was trying to get me to leak stuff about the Jets on Twitter. I have screenshots." It is what it is. And I would have went about it the same exact way. That was some mafia type shit that they pulled. And maybe the reason why he was so angry about the question is because he found out what it was.
Rick, I can't change a hot topic like this right in mid. We got to wait for this topic to die down a little bit. Man.
Look at NYG's comment.
All right, well, I'll get to it. I got to get Steven. Bills 35 and Chiefs 65 thoughts. We're going to delve into that, but this Chris Mara thing is going deeper than any of us even thought.
Yeah, look at this comment here.
It is. It's deeper than we thought. We
Everything's
knew he was a screw up, but wow.
How many organizations over the past 10 years have had more leaks than the New York Giants?
Right. Like,
nobody.
Motherfuckers be leaking out shit.
Like seriously. Even the sorriest organizations like the Jaguars or Lions,
they don't.
You didn't know what the Jaguars were going to do until the day of the draft.
Right.
They don't even do that type of stuff.
But everybody knew who we wanted for like the past 6 years straight. Everybody knew who we wanted.
Now we know.
But I'm gonna take a quick smoke break. I'll be right back. But Miz, I'm telling you, bro, that was some mafia type shit they pulled.
Right.
And I'm glad.
Are we complaining though? I don't give a crap if it's mafia
about
type
it.
stuff. We got two guys because of them doing that kind of stuff. It helped land us two impact players. So you know what?
And I'm telling you,
business, and sometimes you got to be dirty to get who you want.
And I'm telling you, don't let the little baby face on Joe Shane fool you. I think that dude. I think he pulled some moves the way Thibodeau and Neil fell to us.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could investigate it further than I can. I wish I was in that organization just to know. I wouldn't say anything, but I think me and Miz have been talking. I think that dude pulled some strings, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no look at how the draft fell, bro. There's no reason why. We should have got 2 players that were predicted to be number 1 overall at some point in time.
Yes.
And we didn't even have any of the top 3 picks. We had the number 5 and the number 7. Thankfully, the Jacksonville Jaguars felt that Trayvon Walker upside was just through the roof. We knew that the Lions were probably going to take Aiden Hutchinson. Maybe the Lions got rubbed the wrong way by Kayvon Thibodeau, and maybe Thibodeau was acting brash like that on purpose. Maybe he didn't work out on purpose.
I'm telling you, they know how to play the smoke. They know how to play the smoke screen game.
It was reported that we were the ones that put out the report about Ojulari. So what makes you think that we wouldn't put out that false report about Neil?
Right.
Mm-hmm. They know how to play that smoke screen game, like for real.
Now, I'm happy that we got both guys, but man, if they did that, we gonna get good real quick because that's cutthroat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
You don't think you guys don't think that other organizations in the NFL have gone that route before to get some of the guys they want?
I know other organizations have done that.
Me too.
So
I know other organizations have done it.
Good.
You don't think a certain organization put that thing out about Larry Matunzo?
Oh, absolutely.
With the gas mask and I got put out? Somebody did that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Somebody got a real good payday that day. Oh, yeah, man, I do have this video. Man, we'll give you $50,000 for that video right now.
Right.
Put that video up. And
Right.
hopefully he drops to us at 12 or wherever you went to.
Yeah, all this shit was just to play the smokescreen game.
Because that gas mask, let's be honest with you, that was against league rules and policy. So he's already known to be a weed head before he comes into the league. But you still gonna take him in the top 10?
Hey, shit
Hell,
like that. I mean,
we might have been the ones. Dallas or somebody might have been the ones to get the reports out about Parsons. Somebody wanted to take down Parsons.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, everybody here, and the Miz definitely knows that dude should have been the number 1 pick.
There
Parsons,
we go.
right? Yeah.
I'll give you a picture of the Miz for $50K.
My picture's probably not worth $5.
Shit, Michael
I
Parsons
know
played
mine
like he
isn't.
should. Michael Parsons played like he should have been the number 1 overall.
But
pick.
think about it.
That was also,
Think about
Pat,
it.
those were also stories that were spread about Parsons. They overblew it. You know what I mean? They overhyped it.
You want to go back even further? Remember Warren Sapp?
Yeah.
Remember Warren Sapp fell all the way to the Buccaneers because they said he failed a drug test, which was inaccurate. It was false.
Right. And then they got Derrick Brooks at that same draft too. Man.
Right, I'm listening.
And nobody knows who put out that report that Warren Sapp failed a drug test. Everybody knows that dude should have been taken in the top 5 of that draft easily.
This
So it
happens
happens.
every year in a draft.
It happens,
every
bro.
year.
And I'm not going to be mad at the organization, but I am going to call a spade a spade. That's cutthroat as hell.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it though.
We could be real good, like real
Yeah.
quick, man.
Hey.
Like like shit like that happen. We
Hey,
could be good
listen.
real quick.
Listen, okay, everyone says Howie Roseman had a great draft. I think we fleeced Howie Roseman in a few aspects by letting shit leak.
He
Right.
Traded
And
in front.
and we
He
took
traded
his
in front
boy.
of us.
And we took his boy, Brandon
We
Brown.
trade. He traded in front of us.
Kiki.
I mean,
Tell you
that's
that.
just food for thought for me. Maybe I should do a video on it. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I'll be
you
right
gotta
back,
make a
guys.
video on this though. You got to. Pat.
Justin Ross signed with KC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, man.
All right, good for him.
Shit. Any place but the
Did you
Kansas
guys
City
go over
Chiefs.
the DeAndre Hopkins thing?
He said,
yet?
I ain't gonna play. I ain't
Not
gonna
yet.
play on that fucking grass turf in the Meadowlands and break my leg in one game.
Right. All right. Ooh, here we go. Jay
What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
So
talking
man.
football, baby. Talking football.
Yeah,
What's up, Jay? What's up,
What's
Jay?
going on, Miz?
Jay,
Seen in the chat, Pat. That was beautifully put. I mean, it was weird when Shane was asked that question. How you? I mean, you could feel the the tensity in the air, but I didn't know what it quite was. But that's a very good point. It could have been something like that because I mean, he was fired right afterwards. Our organization has been in shambles for a long time now, and I mean, like you said, we're always getting jumped. Everybody always seems to know what we're doing. And I mean, that may have been them. Hopefully, that's the only one. What's up, Caleb? Hopefully, that's the only one. Hopefully, it's not a whole nest of rats in there. But
Right.
hopefully, he's got he put the poison out, and everybody either shapes up or ships out.
I was just gonna say, put out some poison, baby.
Yeah,
Literally.
put out some rat traps every once in a while.
What's up, Chris
NYG22 says
Bucco?
KT definitely wanted to be a Giant. A player with his swag didn't want to play for Jacksonville, Detroit, or Houston.
Hell
Three
yeah.
horrible
Look at the
franchises.
swagger he's
Some
got,
players
man.
want to play in certain markets. He's absolutely right.
The swagger that this dude.
Why the hell would he
has,
not want
like-
to play in New York? He gets the chance to be in the
I mean,
biggest
bro,
market and make a big name for himself.
Look at the way,
It's
bro.
his
Like, look
best
at the
move.
way how he's walking up on stage, man. Like man.
Listen, okay, it comes down to this. That boy goes out there and balls out. He's going to be a hero in New York.
Yeah,
If Daniel Jones goes out there and balls out this year, he will turn into a hero of New York. If
He's
these
gonna be
boys
one
go
of the
out and just
heroes.
win freaking games, go out there and win 12, 13
Just win
games
some
this
games.
year. If those New York Giants go out there and win 12, 13 games this year, tell me those guys have to buy a freaking drink in the city or a meal in the city that year. Get us a ring. You'll never have to do another damn thing in New York City. Just
I'll
walk
say
down the
this
street.
too.
Everything's free.
If you're an athlete, one of the biggest things to do is become the face of like a sports franchise in New York. Ask Pete Alonso or Jacob deGrom or an Aaron Judge or those people that are faces
Jeter.
in the New York sports industry. You don't think of Daniel Jones, a Jeter, exactly.
Yeah,
Right
be a
now, like
Jeter.
a Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving.
Derek
Got
Jeter.
examples, but yeah, like any of those guys, would you want to be a face of the New York market? And that's what like a Kayvon Thibodeau has the chance to be if he goes out there and balls out and has the type of season we all think he's going to have. He will immediately become a face of New York sports, just like
Chris
the snap
Pettit.
of a finger. And he's going to want to do that.
Chris Pettit got fired, Eric Davis.
He got fired.
Yeah,
And
Chris
O'Brien,
Pettit
too.
did.
Pettit.
Not Chris Mara. Chris
Now,
Pettit.
fellas.
Chris Mary ain't never gonna get fired. I'll tell you that.
What's up, Jack?
Now, fellas and ladies, Kayla. I know we excited and everything looks great. I just want to make sure we keep our emotions and our fandom in correct order, because I don't if it is our first year. So I mean I just want to see progression. Yeah. What I don't want to see the fan base do is, we say we go out and we lose our first 2 games and they're, oh man, versus the same old. Like, this team has to have a minute. These are all very young players learning assumably very high-powered scheme in Winks and in Kafka's, offense and defense. It's going to be very, very tricky. You're going to have to be smart. You're going to have to know what you're doing, what the guy next to you is doing, and that's going to be hard for younger players just getting into the NFL and try to, learn all this knowledge. I mean, Daniel Jones, this is what, 3rd, 4th different offense that he's going to have to learn. Now, the kid's smart, so I have faith in him, but you got to keep our emotions in check and realize that this is going to take a second, and you might have to prime it a couple times before we get chugging.
Right. Eric Davis, Chris
You're
Pettit got
right,
fired.
Jay.
Hold on, Jeffrey. Chris Pettit is the one that got fired in the front office. He was the head of scouting, and they believe he's the one that was leaking the rumors as to who the Giants were drafting. And we went through a whole bunch of that, but right now that's the only thing happening in the front office. And then Tudo! Salute, Big Brew Crew. Greetings from our entire Italian national rugby team in Tokyo, Japan, to our Giants fam in America. Let's go, Giants! Forget about it. Yes.
What's going on, Tudo?
And another gentleman hire? Okay. They let 2 guys go. I only know about
we
one.
got 2 guys go.
I've been doing videos all freaking afternoon, so I haven't caught up on anything.
I
got one coming out in the morning. Make sure y'all tune in. I got a video dropping in the morning.
That dude need to get shot.
No, I don't think we're going to fail these guys like we did with OBJ. I really don't.
It's a whole new world.
Oh,
we better not ruin this.
First of all, stop comparing Kayvon because he has this big personality to OBJ. These are 2 different animals, man. Stop.
2 different positions.
Yeah, defensive players don't act that way. They're not the divas that wide receivers are. They're just not.
Yeah.
And this guy's already been questioned for this stuff. So I think he's coming in with a major thing to prove that he's not that.
Right. I do too. I think he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, miss.
I hope so. Because I believe this guy's
too.
a monster.
I don't want Kayvon to be our Ray Lewis. I want Kayvon Thibodeau to be our Kayvon Thibodeau, just like Lawrence Taylor is our Lawrence Taylor. That's what I want. I don't want to compare him. I want him to be himself, his individual, where I can sit here and brag to everybody. This sumbitch coming after you. Game plan for him.
Fast.
Yeah.
Real
All right,
fast.
Lou. Take your time.
He coming so fast that you other people that's moving fast don't even seem like they moving that fast.
Right.
Right. I watched the interview with Ray Lewis, and he thinks he's a clone of himself. He thinks Thibs, and I watch the way Thibs talks and walks, and he's got the chest out like a lion, and I feel like he's the type like Ray Lewis in the sense that I say that he's going to be such a leader on this team that he's not going to allow players around him to ever slack or take days off. And I'm hoping for that because that's the way you raise a team to championship levels.
Because Pat Leonard was giving him money on the side to release and get information. These reporters will pay you to leak info. That's why. And he was probably getting a good chunk of money from Pat Leonard. If you're getting inside information from the scouting department leader of an organization, I mean, you're looking at giving $75,000 away for a tip, for a hot story, a scoop, so they say. That's just like these damn paparazzi. They go out and they'll get $100,000 for one photograph. Now, they might take 100,000 photographs, but they'll get the $100,000 for that one. And that's where the money is. That one object, the one title, the one leak that gives somebody else an advance on a story, a scoop, whatever's going on. These guys pay big money for this stuff.
Sorry.
KT, his extreme, Thibodeau. It's not overconfident. You can see his humble side too. KT wants to be here, feels good instead of players just coming here for a paycheck. Yes. Thibs wants to be Lewis, face of the franchise. Yes, he does. I got a feeling he's going to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris Pettit, NYG24.
What I was mentioning before, what Jay was saying, Jay is right. We do have to somewhat temper our expectations because we are hyped up right now, but these guys haven't stepped on the field yet. So we got to see what they're like, and it's going to take when they get on the field and they have to gel, and it's going to take.
It's up to the coaches.
For these young players. Well, yeah, but it's also up to the players too. It's up to the coaches
really.
and
the
the
players. Have talent.
We
see the talent these players have.
Talent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they do have to execute.
But it takes time to learn the playbooks.
Yeah,
exactly. You have to execute and you have to learn the playbooks, and that's going to take time as you go into the season for young players to do that.
But as a coach, if the guy's not understanding it, you got to find out why he's not understanding it.
Yeah, right.
It's on the coaches, man.
I know, I get that.
It's not up to either, man. I'll tell you, it's up to the owner. Is he laying down a new surface, or is we staying on the same turf?
Next year, we're getting a new.
That's what I'm worried about.
They have
don't get a new turf.
Miz.
I don't want to get to week 4, Joe, and we're missing 4 receivers, 2 linebackers, running back broke his ankle. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Miz.
I'm here. You hear me?
Joe.
I think Joe froze.
My internet shit. Okay, we all refreshed. Thank you. Finally. Thank you, Spectrum. You shithole sons of bitches. Miz, they have one more year of contract for that turf, and the following year they're going to be putting down real grass.
Yeah, I heard that.
This is the last year for the turf. They signed a contract. So whether they bring in different turf for this year, I don't know. But that's under contract. But yeah, we are going to grass. The NFL is going to a lot of grass, a lot of artificial turf to be tore up.
Yep.
Yes, we haven't.
Man,
I think we'll really see what this team is like and how good they really could be by the middle of this, like around or close to the middle of the season when they actually are gelling better. They're actually all been out there, have learned the playbook. The coaches are coaching them up a lot better, and we'll really get to see what this team is like close to the middle of the season. It might be a rough first few weeks, but when we get closer to like week 7, 5, 6, 7, we'll see what this team really could be like and see these young players start to get used to the NFL game, and then that's where we're going to really see this team possibly become the team that we hope for, obviously, if they stay healthy.
If he listens to Michael Strahan, he's going to have no friggin' problems. He's going to know how to
run
this
go ahead,
town.
Joe.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to know how to run this town if he listens to Michael Strahan. It's that simple.
Yeah.
When we had grass,
I don't know how much I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's just he wanted to go by. When we had grass, it would get chewed up in between the two teams. That's why they switched to the field turf. You're right. But if you look at some of these other stadiums, they have they can slide it out and there's one underneath another. So if you've got one for the Giants and then this other one pushes out and it's for the Jets, I could see something like that. That way you're not playing on the same field every week. Yeah. You're letting one field recuperate for 2 weeks. They make enough money. They ought to be able to do that shit. G. Marley, what's good? Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Rick,
am I also
dinner? Go ahead.
Am I also out of line of saying that I think the Jets are going to be a really good team, a lot better of a team this year? Because I think they got a hell of a lot of playmakers on that offense, and I think their offense is going to be really good. I think their offense is going to be really good.
I mean, they're in a much similar. Well, I mean, as far as their coach, they got new coaches. It's kind of a new offense and everything. So I mean, they're trying to change things up over there as well. I mean, because the Jets have been the Jets for forever. So yeah, I think they're going to be doing really well next year. Shit, I think
Well,
they were doing better than us last year.
It's just that
Yeah.
that division that they in, man. It's
Listen,
killing.
I'll give you a really good example. You look at the Jets right now. I want you to think back to the 1990 Dallas Cowboys. I'm seeing the same thing that Dallas did.
Shit, I was born in 1990, Joel, so I didn't see that.
Oh well, Miz and Pat. I graduated in '87, so
Jets are
I mean, I'm
building
sure it was
a
awesome.
team, man.
The Giants won the year I was born, so
right. Well, I remember that Super Bowl very well. Believe me, I remember it
bet you
very,
The
very
Giants
well.
lost
awesome.
the year I was born.
I have to give respect to them. I think the Jets have, in this draft alone, have built themselves a
Yeah,
hell of an
I was born.
offensive
They lost
team
Super
with some
Bowl.
really
Oh, yeah.
good defensive players on that team. I think the
Yeah.
Jets are going to be pretty good this year.
Well,
I think
like I
I actually
said,
said
I
they're a
don't-
top 10 offense. I'm sorry, Joel.
No, I don't think top 10. No, you're fine, Jeffrey. I don't think top 10 offense. I said, I think you're looking at something of how you saw Dallas develop in 1990. And then, we won in 90. The football team won in 91. And then 92, 93, Dallas beat the hell out of Buffalo both times.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all off of one draft. I'm looking at the Jets right now, and I'm looking at those guys with Saleh as the head coach, and I'm looking at it's almost identical. I see the talent they're bringing in. I see what the coach is trying to do. And if Wilson can go out there and just be a top 12 quarterback, the Jets are going to be dangerous in a couple of freaking years. And now, if they win 8 games this year, 7 games, you're going to start getting free agents in. They can't get them in now because Wilson hasn't proven anything. Guys don't have a quarterback there. If Wilson goes out there and balls, watch out.
I agree. I love the running backs they brought in too, with Brees Hall going with Michael Carter. That's a
Yes.
pretty damn good young running back duo that you have right there on that team. And then Garrett Wilson combined with Elijah Moore and Corey Davis. And the tight ends, they got Ruckert in the later rounds to go with the 2 tight ends they picked up. This is Zach Wilson. He got everything on that team. Plus, they got Laken Tomlinson as well in free agency to be at the left guard position. And this is his second year in that offensive system. So Zach Wilson's got all the pieces right now to succeed, and it's on Zach Wilson right now to get it done.
Right.
And the Jets have done everything to help that quarterback succeed. It's on him to
Right.
get it done.
that's why I said it's very similar to our situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Blue City brings up something we haven't discussed yet, and I really wanted to talk about. Hopkins is suspended for 6 games. What's everyone's take going to be on Kyler Murray if he doesn't go out there and ball out the first 6 games without D-Hop?
Well, I'll tell you what it needs to be. It needs to be the same thing that you say about Daniel Jones. Except it needs to be worse because he only has one player out. And he proved it last year when DeAndre Hopkins went out. They couldn't win a game. They couldn't win a game when D-Hop went out, and he was the only one that got hurt. Look at that playoff game where D-Hop was hobbled in that playoff game. Kyler Murray looked like the worst quarterback you've seen in a long time in that playoff game because of one guy wasn't out there on the field at 100%.
That man threw a pick 6 at his own end zone.
Yes, they are.
You guys know that. You guys know Arizona knew this over the weekend. That's why they went and traded their first round pick for Hollywood, right?
Yeah, look at all the weapons you got over there. You got Hopkins, you got Hollywood. I think they got Hollywood to replace Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I really think they
Moore,
got him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Rondell Moore. They got
Alex,
good
what's
tight
good?
ends.
AJ Green still there.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Kyler Murray has everything that he needs.
Yeah, he got some
But
guys.
when
there.
one man went down, Kyler Murray turned into a different quarterback. Just with one guy. So if
almost
he
looked like
struggles at the
himself in the
beginning of the
rookie
season, they start off 2-4 or 1-5 or something like that, and it's because D-Hop is out, I want to hear the same sentiment towards him that you got towards Daniel Jones. He's supposed to make it happen. It doesn't matter people are hurt. It doesn't matter the scheme is bad. It doesn't matter. He's supposed to be God in cleats.
Got
I
it.
mean, that's facts, though. That's facts.
Right.
I don't want to hear no excuses for Justin Herbert if they over there in the AFC West and they got a bad record because they playing against all those dominant teams. I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, hey, I mean, you said you agree with this too, Pat, but I really do think Justin Herbert for the seal the deal. Let's say on his
Oh, yeah,
on what
and they
people
got
say
Trey
about him.
McBride there.
Whatever, however it
Right.
goes, we'll seal the deal on what people say.
I think he's going to be a great quarterback too, but by people's standards.
Yeah,
By people's standards, and this is not an NYG 22. He just popped up on the screen. This is not about him.
Right.
This is about people in general, Giants fans in general. He wasn't the only one that was talking like that. By people's standards, if that kid Justin Herbert struggles, and that team that they built over there, I won't give a damn if Khalil Mack, Joey
They got
Bosa, Allen,
Austin
the
Eckler,
running back,
Keenan
the
Allen.
tight end, his offensive line get hurt. No,
Derwin
he's supposed
James.
to make it happen.
'Cause they
Make
got
it
a-
happen.
They got a squad over there.
They got
Yeah,
a
make
squad.
it happen with practice squad people.
I be smashing people in Madden with them all the time.
Derek Carr too. Derek Carr as well over there in Las
That
Vegas.
goes
I mean,
for any quarterback. Jeff.
Everybody.
you're right.
That
You're
goes
right.
for every
Yo,
quarterback.
Jeff.
If you want to put that standard on Daniel Jones, you got to put that standard on everybody else.
Jeff,
What's up, Miz?
11 in a row, baby. We still run this baseball league, not the Mets.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Yankees, baby. 11 in a row.
No, Kato, listen to what I said. I didn't say Kyler Murray was trash. I said if he plays trash because DeAndre Hopkins is out these first 6 weeks and they start off 1-5 or 2-4, or he's playing very bad, I don't want to hear nothing about D Hop was hurt because you didn't give Daniel Jones a pass and he had the worst situation that you could think of in a long time. The only situation I could think that was worse was when David Carr was drafted to the Texans. Other than
Or
that,
Trevor Lawrence.
Touche.
Trevor
Miz.
Lawrence's situation ain't even as bad as Daniel Jones's, to be honest with you, because they had playmakers over there and they were healthy. The
Yeah.
coaching was just bad, and that
The
organization
coaching
is
was
just
bad.
dumb. But Daniel Jones had the same thing Trevor Lawrence was going through with injuries to all his main cast members.
Trevor Lawrence
So
had even
if
worse
Kyle-
numbers
if-
than
hold
Daniel
on.
Jones.
If Kyler Murray does not ball out over there with the Cardinals and D Hop is gone, if they start out 1-5 or something, I want to hear the same vitriol y'all was giving Daniel Jones to Kyler Murray. I want to hear the exact same thing. I don't want to hear nothing about D Hop was hurt or Rondell Moore got hurt. Nope. Excuse. That's all you're gonna hear from me.
I think it's worse for him. I think it's worse
Well-
for him because he was crying in the off season about a contract.
Just real quick, guys, here's Kyler Murray's stats according to Field Yates. With DeAndre Hopkins, total QBR is 62, completion percentage 72, yards per attempt 8.8. Without DeAndre Hopkins, his QBR is 46, completion percentage is 65, and yards per attempt is 6.6. Those
injuries
are
don't matter, right?
those are Murray's numbers.
And that's why I say they don't have Murray, they don't have Hopkins for the first 6 weeks. If you don't think that's a huge
Herbert.
blow to their season, and that doesn't open up the door, because again, remember, 7
Burrow.
playoff spots now. That opens the
7.
door for somebody who we might not expect, and we could dream also us
Shit.
to get in the
We-
back door in the 7th seed.
Hey, could Debo go to Arizona, or do they not have enough money?
No, Debo's not going
Nah,
anywhere.
nah.
I don't believe he's going
Ain't
anywhere.
nothing.
Wait, you
Everybody-
think the Niners are going to trade
I've been-
Debo to a division rival? Come on.
I just was quiet for a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why would you trade him to the division?
Right. Hey, I mean, numbers don't lie, everyone says. There you go.
That's hey.
I
Those 6
promise you,
games, they
Joe.
hurt Arizona's
I'm
whole
going,
season.
I'm going to flip it on people.
Listen, okay.
Let Justin go ahead, Joe.
Well, what if let's say Diggs gets hurt this year? What happens to Josh Allen?
You said who?
But
Diggs?
Joe,
Yeah,
Buffalo is
No.
loaded to another
Excuse.
level.
Excuse.
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 No,
That's all
I
I
don't
want to
agree
say.
with that.
Excuse.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
I don't
think
agree with
Buffalo
it
is
either, but I'm gonna
loaded.
flip it on people like they flipped it on me, bro.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying, Pat. But Buffalo is loaded to another level. They can overcome.
Not Diggs. Not
Mm.
Stephon Diggs,
Bills are
man.
loaded, man. The Bills are loaded.
Yeah, but
Like
dude,
more than any
Josh
team in the
Allen
league.
sucked
Are they?
without him.
I don't know about sucks.
Look
He's
at
not
his
the same
stats.
quarterback, but I don't know if he sucks.
I
Look at
think
his stats his
Diggs.
first 2 years.
I think Diggs being on the field does open up a lot for like a Gabriel Davis or some of their other receivers because
opens
he's getting the
Opens
double.
up a lot.
Like take Justin Jefferson away from Minnesota. Do you think Kirk Cousins is going to do well? I know he's got
Hell
no.
feeling, but that's not the same
Hell
amount
no.
of feeling that it was a couple of years ago.
Giants clown. Kyler Murray has won games in Arizona. They won what? 12? They were 12-1.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
like
Okay.
they
and then they
started off the
fell
season
off.
like 11 and
When
1.
when he hit a bump in the road, look at how his body language changed.
Yeah.
If Kyler Murray was here with the Giants, he would
get tore up.
Yeah, we would be in such utter chaos
Shit.
that we'd be even more upset, especially with him wanting $50 million a year right now.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah,
deal with
that's-
that too?
That's
At
one
least-
thing I have with Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray is the leadership, the body language.
The
This
commitment.
kid said in his interview in his 4th year, I'm not good enough. Said it right on the platform in front of all
That's
the
what I'm
media,
thankful
his
for.
coaches, the owners. I'm not good enough. I'm not doing my job. I have got to be better at what I do so that these guys can perform. Is Kyler Murray saying that?
That's why I'm thankful for having Daniel Jones as my
And
quarterback.
I'm not trying to bash Kyler Murray, and I'm not going to say he sucks. He is a talent. He is a
Of
talent.
course, but
When
But
you're good
without
at two
D-Hop,
sports like he is, you got to be an athlete.
But,
Yeah.
But if you look
D-Hop,
at the situations they're creating for each of their teams, you look at the Arizona situation with the players he has, give Daniel Jones those players.
right,
Come on.
Yeah.
like it's more than talent.
Dude,
man.
just
like,
give Daniel Jones an O-line. That's all.
He did.
And I think now they did.
we
So
give
we'll
him
see.
now, yeah. The work
know?
ethic, the leadership he has, like he works like too hard, like to not be good, like
the
really.
man, we were all talking about how Danny, myself included, was talking about how Danny fumbles and he always drops the ball and he's always throwing the interception. And he 180 that whole stigma.
Blue City.
He stopped that. He didn't even fumble no more. He
Yeah.
didn't do none of the his turnovers were cut in half. Like what do you?
Yeah.
He gained 10 pounds of muscle.
The only key fumble I remember he did was that first week against Denver when he was running with the ball and he slid awkwardly and lost the ball. But after that, I don't remember him having any big fumbles at all.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, man, we just gotta let this thing play out and be patient. I
Yep.
know that's kind of like that's not how New York Giants fans are, but it's something we got to be. It's a new regime. It's a new, so we got to do things a new way and not be so hasty on just putting names or stigmas or worries onto some shit that's not even gonna happen. You know?
What's the one thing we all wanted?
It's ball,
Offensive line fixed.
We
What
got-
happened, guys? What happened, guys?
Offensive line got fixed.
There you go. There you go. The one
It's
thing we
good.
all wanted. The number one object. We got 15 linemen in here right now. Somebody's got to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've watched tape on the kids from UNC. They're amazing.
Yes.
They're
They
very
have some
good.
Upside. They
Yeah,
got
their
upside.
footwork, their hand, they're pulling these big ass mammoths are pulling and blowing up linebackers and just creating truck sized lanes that Joel can parallel park an 18-wheeler in.
Exactly.
These kids are moving. These kids are flying. Now their team was garbage. You look at the record, but the games that they played in, you watch them, you see how they might look like they get beat, but they readjust and get their hands in there. Their hands are there. Their base is set. They're flowing. They're moving. They're not getting beat up off the ball. They're already long as hell, so you're not getting around them.
Right. Right. Hey,
That team in
Pat,
2020 was really
read this
good.
question here from Eric Seabrook.
It says the first 2 quarters of the season we're going 500. Going into the third quarter of the season, that's when we go 3-1 and 4-1 and win the East record 11-6. Hey, if
We'll
that
see.
happens, that would
That
be
could
great.
happen.
There it is.
We'll see.
I
We'll
want you to
see.
go to NYG 22's comment for me.
Okay,
Right
I
above
was
Seabrook.
gonna let her fly, but
He says, just ask yourself, would you take Murray over Jones, Carr over Jones, Herbert over Jones? It's about overall
I'm gonna
talent.
take Herbert over
I'm gonna
Jones.
leave it at that. Hold on. That's not the scenario that we put in YG22. Yes, those guys look way better than what Daniel Jones is right now. But what we're saying is, if these guys struggle on these teams, we don't want to hear, oh man, somebody got injured, or oh man, something happened to where they can't know. We don't want to hear that, because we didn't get the benefit of the doubt when we were talking about Daniel Jones, and we weren't even saying Daniel Jones was going to be a great quarterback. We just said we just want to see him with an offensive line.
And nobody wanted him when he was drafted at all.
But
At all.
if Kyler Murray struggles and they go 1-5 and 2-4, just because DeAndre Hopkins is out the first six games,
Shit.
Man, well,
then you guys got to stand on what you say. If you say that Daniel Jones and the things that we brought up with injuries and things is an excuse, it can't be the other way around of Murray and them play bad when people get hurt and stuff like that too. But then you say, well, D-Hop wasn't there, so that's why he wasn't playing. It don't work like that.
you know what's gonna happen. I'm not saying that.
If Daniel Jones has to be guiding cleats, then they have to be guiding cleats too when it gets bad for them. That's all I'm saying. Stand on your word.
Don't be trying
to you say everything that we said was an excuse for Daniel Jones. That if Justin Herbert doesn't make the playoffs this year with the Chargers, I don't care. He's playing over there in the AFC West.
Yep.
You overcome it, right?
Yep.
Derek Carr and them don't live up to expectations this year. I don't want to hear nothing about, man, they play in the AFC West, man. It's hard. I don't want to hear that. That goes for Russell Wilson ass too.
And Patrick Mahomes.
If Russell Wilson and them have a horrible season, I don't want to hear, man, look where they're playing. I don't want to hear that. You're supposed to be guiding cleats. You overcome it. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
That's all I'm saying. Fair is fair.
Rise above. Yep. They have to rise above.
And I'm going to leave it at that. That's not a shot at you, NYG, because you weren't the only one that was saying that. You weren't.
Never shot at anybody.
And if that's your opinion, then that's your opinion. But you got to stick with it. It can't change it when it comes to a quarterback that you actually like.
For the record, I would not take Derek Carr over Daniel Jones, though.
Derek Carr was the number one quarterback last year for a while, man.
I just don't like Derek Carr.
I get it.
For the record, I wouldn't take Kyler Murray over Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones is actually a better quarterback. Just had a really bad situation.
You know how
I hope he's Curry McKenzie.
You know how fast Kyler Murray came out. I mean, Kadarius Toney and Robinson. That's who. How you gonna catch all three of them? But that's fantasy land. That doesn't matter.
Well, you want to fix the offensive line? We fix the offensive line. Got to see if the offensive line can gel enough, and you got to keep these playmakers on the field.
Okay,
and then it's on Daniel Jones.
Okay, you want to take it there? Yes, I would take Herbert over Jones in the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm not getting from you guys. We're not saying that Daniel Jones is elite quarterback. That's what you're not getting. I'll take Justin Herbert over Jones. I'll take Burrow over Jones. Shit, I'll take Kyler Murray over Jones, to be honest with you. But all we're saying is we want to see what the kid can do with an offensive line. Is there anybody on this panel who would debate Justin Herbert over Daniel Jones? Come on.
No, you know,
I love
I'm worried.
I wanted Herbert when Gettleman was scouting him.
This is what, not particularly saying you guys, but this is what people do when you're debating. They flip it on you.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that you wouldn't take Justin Herbert over Daniel Jones? That's not what I was talking about. Any person with a brain would know that yes, Justin Herbert is as close to a once in a lifetime talent that you can get. True, he's a better quarterback. Yes, he is. Derek Carr, I don't know. I'll have to debate on that. I'll have to see what Daniel Jones could do with an offensive line. Because if he can play well with an offensive line, I'm taking Daniel Jones over Derek Carr every day.
I think he can get up to Derek Carr's ceiling. I think
I'll read this. He says, I'm a Giants fan, so why would I make an excuse for any other team? Murray looked horrible. I never made an excuse for Murray or any other quarterbacks. We're talking about the Giants. That's how I say you guys flip it. Nobody said NYG, you made excuse. Nobody said that. I said, if Kyler Murray, listen to what I say. I say, if Kyler Murray,
analyze what I just said.
Hold on, Jay. If Kyler Murray starts off bad in the beginning of the season because D-Hop is suspended for the first 6 games, I don't want to hear anything about, oh man, D-Hop wasn't there. Or say if Rondell Moore gets injured and their running back gets injured and one of their offensive linemen gets injured and they're playing bad. I'm telling you what you told me. And I respect your opinion. I never told you were dumb or anything. I even let you on my channel. You told me Daniel Jones doesn't have a line. His receivers were hurt. He had a bad scheme. Excuse. That's all I heard. Excuse. So how fair is that? How fair is that? If a similar situation happens to Kyler Murray, I forbid that it happens because I don't want anybody to get hurt. But say if people get hurt, D-Hop is already out for the first 6 games, and they start off 1-5. By your opinion, he's supposed to overcome that. That's an excuse. He's supposed to have that it factor.
Sorry.
No,
Is that not what you said?
Sorry.
So all I'm saying is if that happens to Kyler Murray, I don't want to hear anything about somebody was hurt or D-Hop. Oh, he's the best receiver in the league. I got you. But you told me in a similar situation that was an excuse. So I'll keep the same energy with these other quarterbacks. If Justin Herbert don't make the playoffs this year, that's on him.
Man.
Based on what you said, I don't care what happens. If he don't make the playoffs this year with that squad that they got over there, that's on him. I said that. I would take Justin Herbert over Daniel Jones all day. Burrow over Daniel Jones all day.
Can I answer this one, Pat?
Yeah.
But answer the question. Would you take any of those QBs over Jones, though, with the situation given what it was? Well, I'm not going to talk about those other quarterbacks because we're talking about the Giants. Right? Isn't that what he said there at the end of the sentence?
Yep.
Why are we worried about these other quarterbacks? Why is this always such a big issue around here? Well, what if Herbert was here? Well, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, right? We got to roll with what we got.
Right. But the only reason why we got on this subject because the subject came up that D-Hop was going to be out the first 6 weeks, and that is major.
Yes.
But that just came to my head because that injuries matter, bro. And he played horrible without D-Hop in there.
Bad. What's good?
But according to Giants fans in general about Daniel Jones, he's supposed to overcome everything. So you got to give that same energy towards every other quarterback in the league. And I'm going to just leave it at that. We're not going to talk about it anymore.
Right,
Joe,
right,
Joe,
Lou, right there.
Joe, I got a question for you, Joe.
Uh-oh.
With Wink Martindale's system, how he's never really used a prolific edge rusher. How do you think that he's gonna utilize Kayvon Thibodeau and you too, Pat, and everybody else? How do you think he's gonna utilize Kayvon Thibodeau since he's never really used an edge rusher before? So how's he gonna mix that in? Is he gonna drop back to be a outside linebacker one time, or are they gonna motion or do some switch shit where him and Ojulari switch side and one of them got their hand in the dirt and one of them standing up, or what do you think? Which direction do you think he's going to go, or do you think just it's the possibilities are endless? That's what I'm thinking.
All right,
I don't think.
I'll give you exactly what I'm thinking with Thibodeau. Here's what's going to happen: we run a base 3-4 scheme.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau is athletic enough to get out there and cover a screenplay. He's athletic to go out there and cover a wide receiver screen. He is fast enough. So if you call a defense and you think they're running a wide receiver screen, he can get from the edge of the line, especially on the short side of a field, to get over there to the wide receiver screen and make that tackle for no gain. He is that athletic. He is that good. If I'm Wake Martindale, I'm going to try and do my damnedest to make sure you don't know where Kayvon Thibodeau is lined up. I don't want you to see him. I don't want you to see number 5. I'm going to hide him. When Wink Martindale brings those guys up to the line of scrimmage, okay, is Thibodeau coming? Or is McKinney coming? Or is Bradbury coming?
Dang.
Well, who's on the other side?
Belton.
That's what I'm seeing. And then Thibodeau in coverage on a tight end, I think he can cover him. I think that if, within that 2 to 3 seconds, you remember, we broke down Wink's system. You got to be there in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think Thibodeau can cover somebody coming out for 2 seconds and but they got to get home on the quarterback. I'm not saying he can prolong coverage, but I think he can be in a spot. Wink Martindale's going to put him in the spot where he's going to be like, okay, pick 6.
Shane, what does Shane say? Fail slowly.
Yes. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this guy is used because LT did the same thing.
Yeah,
remember that pick? You remember that interception where LT ran it back for 99 yards and spiked the ball over his shoulder?
Watching it on YouTube, I remember.
There you go. There you go. That's what you're going to see Thibodeau doing.
Joe, I'm going to answer the Thibodeau question, but I want you to go to NYG at 10:51. This is the last thing.
Okay.
This is the very last thing.
I tried to change the subject.
This is the very last thing.
Right.
No, this is just going to be a quick thing. NYG at 10:51.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is true, Big Blue in the Bronx.
Yes.
He says, okay, bro, you got that at Pat. That's a horrible comparison, though. Regardless of the situation, you want the best QB. Like I said, Murray played way better than Jones the year before he got Hopkins. I am done. Are you sure on that?
Way better.
Because you do know Murray and Daniel Jones were drafted in the same draft. And you do know that Daniel Jones threw more touchdowns and less interceptions than Kyler Murray his rookie year.
And
you know that, right?
Yep.
And less games.
All 16 games.
That's why I'm saying you guys got to do real research and really talk about it. Kyler Murray has only played 1 year without D-Hop because his second year they got him DeAndre Hopkins with that dumbass trade the Texans gave. His rookie year, Daniel Jones played better than Kyler Murray his rookie year. And then after that, Kyler Murray got DeAndre Hopkins. Daniel Jones got Jason Garrett.
Darius Slayton,
Have a good
Darius
night,
Slayton
Steven.
as his number one option, as his number one wide receiver.
Yep.
Like the fuck out of here.
One
You see
thing.
what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Pat.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to say a while ago, I just sat quietly, but there's also this is a big thing, man. I don't know if a lot of people or young guys, it's better to have gone through adversity and grow slowly and come out the other side. If Jones comes through this year, it'll make him a million times better going forward with this very young, talented team than to have started out hot your first 2-3 years, but you're starting to see a slow regress. And then you see the kids, I'm talking about Murray, his body language, like he throws his arms in the air, he pouts. These things can hurt you later on. You're not growing, you're going backwards. And I'm not saying Murray's not a great talent, he is. But you know what I'm saying. Jones is going through adversity big time. If he comes through this year and still here for the future, then you know he's going to grow into a real good quarterback.
Well said, Miss. Very well
Just real
said.
quick on this, Michael R. I got a video dropping at 7:00 in the morning. Y'all are going to want to tune in for this one.
Oh shit! Okay, you're gonna be there when I get up in the morning.
Miz,
Well,
I need to get a hold of you.
7 in the morning, Joe? Oh, good luck.
No, I need to get a hold of you sometime.
I'll
Shoot
be getting
me.
ready for it.
Yeah.
Shoot me a text when you're free
I
for
tweet.
like.
You have my number. I'll
45
text you. I'll text you. What? What'd you
Shoot
say?
me
Yeah.
shoot me when you're going to be free for like 45 minutes during the day,
Oh, okay.
like tomorrow afternoon if you're available. If you got free time for like an hour or two to kill, shoot me a text. Because I got some stuff I want to
If,
talk to you about.
if I'm off tomorrow, then I'll let you know.
Okay.
I might be because I haven't heard from them. So,
But to get to the Thibodeau question, I agree with Joe. I think they moved Thibodeau all across that defensive line. I'm gonna be honest with you. And when they really want to get some pass rush, I think they kick Thibodeau down inside and let Ojulari and one of those other pass rushers rush from the outside and let him and Leo Williams rush from the inside.
I mean, they can also just switch. They can
Kayvon
also
Thibodeau and Leo in
switch
the
the
inside.
play, like,
Jeez.
while
Remember
they
that.
audible and, you know what I'm saying, Thibodeau goes from, you know, his hand in the dirt to rolling up, and Ojulari drops, you know what I'm saying? It's just so many different. And I just remember with me, I mean, just playing ball. You know what I'm saying? You switch so many things around on the defensive line. You can go so many different ways that it's just going to be great to see that shit. And hopefully we can get some sacks and get some pressures, tackles for losses.
Right.
you can run some stunts too. I mean, because Leo now, you can move him all over the line. You can swing him to the outside.
Hey,
You
let's
can use
talk about
Kayvon
how much
Thibodeau.
motion we're going to actually be seeing on the offensive side of the ball, guys. Maybe DJ can read a defense then when he sees what the defense is going to motion to.
He can make mismatches finally.
Let's talk about that.
It's gonna be a ton of
Understanding
motions
his
on
reads
offense.
better.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to have a command of the offense. I think he's going to be able to make audibles this year
About
coming up.
time.
Be honest with you.
And we've seen him make audibles and they work.
Yep. But
And
not
like I
much.
said, nobody's saying he's going to be king of the guys. We just
Nope.
want to see him with a good offensive line. And if he sucks, he sucks. They get rid of him. But if he balls out, that's half the battle.
Right.
That's all we're
And
saying.
I'd rather him ball out than suck.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Neymar. How you doing, bro?
And Kyle
I think he is
O'Brien.
gonna have a
Okay,
good
Kyle
season
O'Brien was
because,
the other one that got fired.
They
They
have an O-line now, and you have two monster tackles. Jones does not have to run that stupid running play that he was doing all year last year, getting hurt on. He could stand in the pocket now, never leave, step up and throw the ball. And you got such fast weapons that are going to be moving sideways and all different ways. He never has to be. You don't have to ask Jones to run the ball ever again. And if you have a healthy Barkley, again, he has an O-line now. He's going to have a real pocket. You know what I mean?
I don't even think
RPO, run pass option. You know, he's going to be able to do a draw.
Like I said, I just hope the kid has a good offensive line this year so we can get a fair evaluation of him, because I'm tired of not being able to get a fair evaluation of our quarterback because our offensive line stinks that bad.
Because our organization sucks.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
and our
It's
playmakers
ridiculous.
can't stay on the field for longer than a game
Right.
or two.
Let's let Daniel Jones get a streak of 10 games in a row playing with all his weapons. Let's see what he looks like
my
with that.
goodness.
Yeah, I agree, Pat.
That would be something.
And like I said, if the kid turns out to be a baller, we win. We win. That's why I'm staying positive, because if he turns out to be something, we're good.
I think a lot what's going to help Daniel Jones too is if 26 behind him, it turns back into the 26 that we know, because it's only going to help a quarterback when your running back and your running game is doing really well.
Right now, all we can do is hope, though. That's the only thing we have
You're
right now
right.
to go off of.
Give this kid a chance, man.
If
We can see it, but does it happen? That's
You're right.
Well, again, he's going to have an O-line, and he hasn't had that.
Let Danny down.
Oh, you're going to drive the Bentley. Don't crash, boy.
I got a
That's right.
question. How many games have Jones and Barkley actually played together since they've both been on this team, like together as a tandem,
Not
without one of
much.
them being out with injury?
3 seasons, what, that's 32, and they had 17 this year, so that's 49 games. I bet you they haven't played 20 games together.
Right,
Yeah.
not much.
And that's one of your big problems right there too, because when Barkley is on that field and playing well, it helps Daniel Jones out a lot. When Barkley's not out there, Daniel Jones is not the same quarterback, because they
NYG.
both counter off each other.
I'm sorry, Jeff. NYG.
No, it's okay.
I've already said that. I said this is his final year. I don't
Right.
care what happens. I don't care what injuries happens. I don't care what the line is bad. This is his last year.
Go back and look at all our videos. We said it's his last year. Unless he
it's his
balls out.
last year. Unless he balls out. And I don't care what the situation is. If he bombs this year, he's done.
Right.
I don't care if it's just him out there on the field. He's still done.
Yes, I do expect more internal people to be fired.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh,
And I
no.
think that's way more major than what's going on with the offensive line. If we got leaks in the system,
Right.
if they're finding all the moles and getting rid of them, that helps out the team tremendously because now you don't know what we're doing.
Right.
Hey, that's just crazy, man.
Think
'Cause that could make
about
this-
that. NYG too. Think about that. We are normal, everyday dudes. And I've known Miz for a little over a year. And he's told me things about the organization and it came true. I've said things about the organization and it's true. Joel has said things about the organization and it's right on spot. We ain't Nostradamus. The information is out there for everybody to see. So if we can see it, shit, you don't think the NFC East can see it?
And
Right.
you know, your big in NYG's 22, one of his big concerns was he thought that Mara was running the organization. After this draft, do you really think Mara's stepping in there on anything?
No.
Do you really think Mara's involved in anything right now? I think Shane took control of that draft room and he just told him sit there and shut up. That's what I
Right.
saw.
And
Shut
Kayla,
your
you can
ass.
take it wherever you want to take it to, man. Like I just said, I said there was no more after this year. If he doesn't ball out, he's gone. Now you take that the way you want to take it. You want to keep taking that energy about DJ and keep taking that negative energy about DJ, then you take it. I said what I said. I said it doesn't matter what happens this year. If he doesn't ball, he's gone.
Gone.
Yeah,
In stereo. He's
Nice.
gone.
and that goes
That
the same
is the
thing for
definition. That is the exact definition of no excuse.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't care if Barkley, Tony, Robinson, Galladay, all our tight ends get hurt. It
Yep.
doesn't matter after this year. It's too many years. He's gone. I don't care what happens. Put that on record. Listen to what I say. That's all I ask. I've already said it. That's the very definition of no excuse. I don't give a shit what happens. I don't give a damn if Dabo gets COVID for the whole year and everybody's messed up. He's still gone.
Yo,
And that goes
Right.
ditto for everybody else on that
I
team
don't
too.
give a damn if he
If
gets
they don't get
COVID,
it
that's
done as
crazy.
well, they're going to be gone too. Everybody on this team is getting an evaluation right now this
Yeah.
year.
Oh,
for your
yeah.
I will
future.
say this. Let me bring my voice down because I am not angry. I'm just hyped about this team and I'm hyped about the way this team is looking. I'm hyped about this. I could give a damn about DJ. I'll be honest with you. If DJ balls, I love him. If he doesn't ball out, I hope he goes somewhere where he's in a better situation where he can ball. I
Right.
like the kid. But the thing that I'm most proud of is that these guys have gave us a foundation in the trenches within 1 year.
Oh.
Ojulari, Thibodeau, Neal, Thomas. Foundation on both sides of the trenches. And that's all you can ask for in your first year.
Can
I don't care what anybody
add
says. We got building blocks to build around.
Can I
Just
add
said it
on to
right
that,
there.
Pat?
Go ahead, Joe.
All right, here's on the DJ thing. Here's my stance, okay? Let's say DJ does ball out, but the Giants are looking for somebody else. All right, DJ balls out, but the Giants want to go in a different direction with a quarterback next year.
It can
But
happen.
yeah, next year he balls out and we get a first and a third and a fifth draft pick for him because his option is that much higher. We franchise tag him, we trade him for those picks, bring in the guy. I'm happy. DJ balls out. DJ gets franchise tagged. He's here the following year. I'm good. DJ sucks. Get rid of him. I'm good. Any of those three options, any of them, we get draft capital, we sign him, or he's gone. Don't matter. I want to know what we have. right now because there ain't nothing else is going to change drastically.
Yeah.
It's like getting a Christmas present, or getting a present from your wife if you're married, or getting a present from your husband if you're married, and he tell you can't open it. That's what it feels like. Daniel Jones has talent. I don't care how much you hate the kid, or how much you don't like the kid, or how much faith you don't have in the kid. I get it. But he's like a gift that we haven't unwrapped yet. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Be
so hard to
honest.
unwrap.
We haven't unwrapped Daniel Jones yet. But you know what? If he can't get unwrapped this year, screw that present. Throw it in the trash. I don't care what's in it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
We've seen
And the only
glimmers.
reason why I feel really about this way about it is because he has a whole new regime and he gets to play in a system that everybody likes. And I want to see what he can do with the offensive line. He has 2 bookend tackles now. If those guys stay healthy all year and he doesn't do it, get rid of them. If they get hurt and he doesn't do it, get rid of them. You know why? Because now it is too long. Now those guys deserve the chance to get their own guy.
I feel the same way you guys do about it. I can't disagree with anything you said.
And
more
NYG, go
more
ahead,
excuses.
Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say real quick, no more excuses for DJ, and I ditto that with every other player on this team that's been here for a while, and now they're going to get their chance with the offensive line that we've all been screaming for years. These guys can stay healthy. We get to see what DJ can finally do. We get to see what Barkley can finally do. We get to see what all these offensive playmakers can finally do, and if they don't get the job done, adios, sayonara. I'm sorry. You had your chance. That's it. You get it done, maybe you'll be sticking around here. And I agree with what Joel said, 100%. Maybe DJ does have a great year, but like Joel said, maybe he's just not their guy. They want to go in a different direction. You can get a big type of deal for him. I wouldn't be upset.
And just to add to what Kayla said, and thank you, NYG. I appreciate that. I promise you're not going to hear him be say, give DJ another year. No, it's done. It's over with after this year.
Right, it is.
But with Kayla's last comment, if you want to go to that one, she says, Pat, I'm not bringing negative energy on DJ. I'm just saying that the majority of Giants fans will still make excuses like they did for Eli. Eli stayed 4 years too long delaying a rebuild. Okay, first, people like me and Joe, we can't even be considered a minority because we're basically almost alone on this bridge. We're not even our opinion about Daniel Jones is not even a minority. The opinion about Daniel Jones is that he sucks, and that's through the media, and I would say 90% of the Giants fans. Who in their right mind? Think about it, Kayla, NYG, whoever. Think about it. How many people have come to Daniel Jones' defense in the media?
Mel Kiper.
Bart Scott.
Yeah. Mark
it.
Pepper, Bart
Right.
Scott. Yeah.
How many people in the New York Giants media have came to his defense?
0.
Let's put it like that.
Nobody.
Even Tiki Barber is bashing him.
Man, Tiki
Lou,
Barber
what's going
always-
on, Lou?
Yeah.
Good
So
evening,
our opinion is in the minority. That's why I can't get that right there. Who's making excuses for him in the media? Nobody. They're bashing him. That's the only part that I don't get. But Lou, what's going on, bro? Hope you're doing all
Yeah.
right.
Tired. Dog
Look
tired, boss.
I know. The heavyweight champion of the world says, woo! I agree with NY22 on what used to be a predictable bad team. But Shane, 180 the team to 11-6 and maybe Super Bowl. Tell him, Jeff. Oh, yeah. To confirm, I do real well with the ladies.
Damn right. Woo!
Yes.
Shout out to heavyweight champion of the world.
Thank you,
When he
heavyweight
speaks, we listen.
Thank you.
Man, can we just let Daniel Jones actually get a chance? I'm so tired of this conversation every year. Daniel Jones sucks. It doesn't matter. He's still some.
y'all didn't-
Give the
y'all
guy a
didn't read my comment.
chance, please.
Yeah, we read your
Y'all
comment.
didn't
I
read,
tried
y'all
to
didn't read
deter
my
from it.
comment earlier. Obviously, y'all still having this conversation.
No, I
Lou, it's
tried to
never gonna
change it.
die. This conversation is gonna keep going until the season's over and we
My
get finally
comment
find
said,
out.
why
Go on.
in the entire fuck
Yeah.
are we talking about QBs?
It's the most important position in football.
We have a QB.
Man,
That's
like
what's
and
left.
sub up and subscribe, would you?
We have an offensive line, and now we will find out what this QB has for real. We have a new scheme.
Exactly.
We have some young offensive-minded guys scheming up a playbook and a design, playing on these guys' strengths. Let's see what they do. Now, if by week 9, 10, we see what we saw under year 1 and 2 of Garrett, we know what we're doing in the draft 2023. It's as simple as
Right.
that.
Right.
It's as simple as that. I mean, nobody on any of these YouTube channels can change that. Nobody
Right.
in the stands can change that. Nobody on their couch flicking the remote can change that. Nobody streaming it overseas can change that. So we either gonna have a QB in Daniel Jones, or we gonna be drafting a QB next year.
Yeah.
What is there to fucking talk about?
But there is something to talk about, Lou. I got a problem
Yeah,
with
we got
certain
Kayvon
fans.
Thibodeau. That's what we should be talking about.
Oh,
we
yeah,
about to go
we
play
will,
get
we
his
will.
ass. Pause.
Kayvon.
But I got a problem with some people, a lot of fans out there who actually might. This is sick. They won't go into the season brand new, fresh page and look for wins. They want to lose games so that we make sure we go get a quarterback in next year's draft. That's fucked up.
Because they all hate
He's
Daniel
right.
Jones.
Yeah,
He's right.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
yeah, that comment was correct. We all have a different view of how we should get there. We all have different memories of how we looked when we've gotten there. The 4 times that we won and the 1 time that we lost. So, everybody has their own opinions and they're entitled to them. So, but sometimes these debates get heated and they go on for now months about the quarterback debate. And I just think we should be excited that we have Kayvon Thibodeau, a bookend right tackle and a bookend left tackle, a plethora of offensive linemen to compete against each other.
A plethora. I like.
Yes. And I mean, may the best man win for real, because we want the best on our starting line. And we want the second best coming off the bench. I mean, in
Yes.
any position, and we have not had depth. We have not had this level of young competition in the off season. I mean, it's a lot of things to be positive about. So I don't know why we're arguing anymore about the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, man,
What was that? What was that song Usher sang? Let it burn, let it burn.
It is a
Let it
question mark.
burn.
Not
Let
going to
it burn,
deny
man.
it.
Lou, I think that people are going to feel like this for some weird reason until this starts racking up those wins on that win count. When they start racking up those wins, those fans that have been negative as hell for all these years,
Big Blue in the band, yeah.
they'll flip that switch and start turning the other way when they see those W's start racking up. That's when you'll see the change in this fan base.
I sit here and we debate all of this stuff, and it kind of reminds me of a situation I was in the other day. Me and my buddies, we all went to the shooting range. And after we went to the shooting range, guess we all stopped at Hooters. Okay, we got some wings and a beer, and we were talking about, it's right down the road from the gun range. And one of my buddies looks at me and he says, dude, which waitress would you like to be stuck in the elevator with? And I said, I want the one that can fix the elevator. I'm old, I'm tired, and I pee a lot. I just want to enjoy.
Facts.
Right.
Hold on. I'm looking at, he said, at Kayla, I agree. I said it earlier on Pat's stream. Just get some damn wins. I'm going to say it in the words of Al Davis. Just win, baby.
Right.
Yeah. There you
Right.
go. Absolutely.
Christopher. Yes. Improvement
doing,
and
Christopher?
wins. Improvement and wins.
Yeah,
That's all that matters. I don't care who does the winning. I want wins.
that's it. Christopher just
Man,
said
if
it
we
right
have to
there.
resurrect Dave Brown to get some wins and go to a Super Bowl, resurrect Dave Brown. I don't care.
Hey, listen. We're not gonna
Don't
talk
call
about
him
Dave Brown. Okay.
Dave
We're not
Brown.
going to talk
We're
about
gonna
Dave
talk
Brown.
about
Don't
Kayvon
call him Dave
Thibodeau
Brown.
right now.
Okay.
I want to talk about Kayvon Thibodeau. Okay. And you know why?
Like him.
Because the kid is a
Oh,
talent.
yeah.
He's a beast, but he has number 92 in his corner. We all know who number 92 is.
Mhm.
The Gap. My man. Strahan. Okay. Michael Strahan is mentoring him. And Aziz Ojolari ate 3 cows during the offseason and bench pressed 5 rhinos. So
Oh, jeez.
this motherfucker, if he's smart, will play shadow to Thibodeau and Strahan.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, bro, I got a feeling
I got a
this year's
feeling.
gonna be
Lou. Let's go,
a
Lou.
good
I got a
one.
feeling.
This
Yeah,
year's
nice.
gonna be a
Hey,
good,
you know what? I
good
wore the right
one.
shirt here. Rise of the
telling you.
Phoenix.
I'm telling you.
Y'all see that?
That's right. Number 12 and 5.
Right,
I
right there,
think
Lieutenant
New
baby.
York
Dan, 11
football
and
is
6.
Rise
coming
of
Now
the
back.
what?
Phoenix.
Eric
Rise.
Seabrook. Eric Seabrook. Sorry, Jeff. Eric Seabrook
No,
at
it's all good, bro.
11:15 says Lieutenant Dan, 11 and 6. Now what? NFC East champions. We're signing the dime dropper. What are we doing?
No, it's not even Daniel Jones I'm more hyped about. It's Saquon friggin' Barkley that I'm more hyped about
Facts.
because of that look that guy has on his face and all the. He's gotten worse stuff at times than Daniel Jones. He's gotten it worse because everybody thinks he's a broken down, finished, can't do nothing running back anymore. And he's got that look and be like, y'all motherfuckers forgot how good I really am? Well, I'm
Oh,
about
wow.
to show
Oh,
you
wow.
on the field.
Jeffrey.
13 and 4.
I'm
Go ahead,
telling
Jeff.
you.
With
I
the
apologize
MF
for the cursing,
Woo,
but
no,
I'm
you're
telling
good,
you,
baby. I don't hear you
that's
swear
the
that
dude
much.
that I am looking for the most because I think Barkley has got a big chip on his shoulder, and he's going to come out there and he's going to remind everybody in that league how goddamn good he really is. And that's the guy that I want to get behind and see him recapture that
Pause.
incredible games that he used to have. I can't wait to see 26 back on that field and go out there and remind the league just how good he really is. Go ahead,
Thanks
guys.
a lot.
I just had to get
I
that.
want to see
I
the
like-
water boy with some of that
I'm sorry.
enthusiasm.
Hold
That's what I wanna
on.
see.
I got a question, please. Sorry. Jeff,
Yes.
I love that. You know I'm a Barkley fan, but I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Is the only way that Barkley going to be able to do that is that if this line comes out and balls the fuck out?
Absolutely.
Hold it down for
This
me.
line's able to gel and hold up. They're going to open up those holes for Saquon Barkley to go
Let
up
me
the
just say it
middle.
now.
He could do a couple of jump cuts. And don't forget, he's going to be used a lot on the receiving game, too.
Let me just
Where he's
say it
going to
right
be, they're
now.
going to be utilizing Barkley a ton. Go ahead,
This
bro.
is breaking news on Classified 3F Joe's channel. We got a motherfucking O-line.
Yeah.
We have an O-line, people. This is breaking news. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. We have
We
a
got an
fucking
O-line. We got
offensive
an
line.
O-line.
Hey, we don't got no fucking hog mollies. We got road graders. These guys is paving the way for Barkley to stiff arm, fucking juke, spin, hop, hurdle, everything in the book.
Yeah, the
I'm
football.
telling you, it's about to go down. And all them haters that was talking all that caca about the New York Giants is gonna be sitting there with the UA ass face.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see what Saquon Barkley can do with a good offensive line.
Yeah.
All the ESPN,
That's why-
the Good Morning Football, all of them. Sorry, go ahead.
That's
Back
why,
to you,
That's
Pat.
why. That's why I made my video. The New York Giants offense could be explosive in 2022. If that offensive line gels and they hold up, who you gonna guard?
Who you gonna call?
Like seriously, like Who
Yeah,
you
you're
gonna
right.
guard? If they have a system out there in place like the Chiefs and or the Bills or a hybrid, who you gonna guard if that offensive line is giving Daniel Jones more than 2 seconds now? Who you gonna guard if we can run the
And that's
ball
just
now?
it, Pat. I think that the guys that we have in place at the general manager, assistant general manager, head coach, Mike Kafka, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, I think that we have the right guys in place for our style and our system to be a completely unique New York Giants style. I think these guys is about to fuck the game up. They about to switch some things from the way that people normally do things, and you about to see 11-6 flourishing
agree.
on the field like beautiful rosemary in the garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, I've got some ugly comments about that video as well. I know we've had hope for the
15
past couple of years, but if you just want to be logical about the shit, if this offensive line protects, like, damn, are you gonna be able to cover Wan'Dale Robinson and Kadarius Toney going across the field like that?
And if
I don't
Shepard's
think
really
so.
healthy and in top form, can you guard
Right.
all three?
Right.
You got Kenny
I
Galladay
don't
on the
know.
outside.
You're gonna have to have a great defense.
And to that point, everybody's hating and talking about the guy being 5'8". That's to his advantage. He can cut up under the arms. If they come high and try to tackle him high, they messed up off gate. All he got to do is bob and weave. He ain't even really got to do too much because he's already short. That's to his advantage. Tell you, he can find them little creases and them little holes and get open like Cole Beasley used to do, like Steve Smith. But Steve Smith was rough. He used to play like a big man.
Sproles.
But Wes Welker, them type of guys. So, but 2.0. So I think it's to his advantage being 5'8".
Who's harder to tackle, Lou? 6'5" or 5'8"?
The short, stout guy.
5'8".
Yeah.
There you go.
Y'all
Or
remember
Tyreek
Pocket
Hill.
Hercules from the Jaguars?
Tyreek
Can't
Hill.
remember. No, Pocket. They used to call him Pocket Hercules for the Jaguars when he took over for Fred Taylor. I think Maurice Jones-Drew. That dude was only like 5'5".
You guys remember
But he was
Darren
strong
Sproles?
as shit, and he was hard as hell to tackle.
What they called him, the
Darren
something
Sproles.
hamster, right?
Yeah.
They call him the muscle hamster, and they
Muscle
called him
hamster,
Pocket
yeah.
Hercules.
Muscle hamster. I remember muscle hamster.
By the way,
most.
Robinson was the best running back in high school coming out of his state,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah,
could do
and
that
he
too.
benched.
Go.
And yes, he did
Thank you
bench
very much for being
225
here.
19 times. So that dude is not weak.
Please hit that subscribe button for Classified 3F
Yes,
with Joe,
please.
Mr. Savenko. And thank you for being here.
Ben
He
wants
says-
to know who you think Barberi will get traded to.
No.
Is he still in talks of being traded? I think he
No.
ends up staying.
Yeah,
No, I don't think he's getting
I don't
traded.
think they're gonna have a choice but to extend him.
Right.
And if he
I'm
stays, that's even better.
Yeah.
Said
I
the
hope so.
stars
I'm
are
excited about
aligned.
this offense.
What are
I'm
you over there
excited
doing,
about this
Kabbalah,
offense.
Rick? Talking about the stars are aligned. You better leave
Right.
that stuff alone.
What?
I'm excited about the defense because I'm old school and I love defense, and the Giants could get back to being their historic, imposing physical defense, and they really, really have it. And if Blake Martinez is healthy, that's going to be amazing.
I mean,
Don't forget about
you
that
wanna
guy in
take-
the secondary,
if somebody
Xavier
wanna take the
McKinney.
time to talk about the defense real quick while I go get a smoke. That'd be a topic y'all can talk about while I'm gone.
Tudo, don't tell me you guys beat Japan.
Let's go.
He says
Let's
we
go,
hope South
Tudo.
Africa will watch how we'll tear
Hey,
down
congrats,
New Zealand.
Tudo, if you did, bro.
How
No,
we'll
not
tear
yet
New
because they're
Zealand
playing
down.
New Zealand.
No, but they're playing New Zealand in Japan.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So he says, we hope South Africa will watch how we'll tear New Zealand down and pick them apart. They'll be next. We're men of steel with savage ambitions, always focused and never forget where we came from. G Nation. Hey,
Yes.
go get
Good
'em.
luck, Tudo.
Go get him, Tudo.
Yeah.
And
Uh-oh.
people
Lou, I'm a
About
man
the
who believes in the
defense,
power
too.
of the kind. That combined with my
forget what-
faith is the combatant
go ahead,
of
Lou.
evil.
You're
People forget
inspiring sometimes, Rick.
we brought in Ellis from Baltimore, so Wink was with him over there. So you got a nice nose tackle right there. I also think Dexter's gonna ball out if we have this normal, real deal. These 4 guys that we have, I think Dexter's gonna emerge as the player that I always expect him to be. So I think Dexter's gonna have a good year.
And we haven't even talked about the guy that might have the biggest year out of everybody on that defense, and that's that's Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney is going to get a lot of opportunities to get picks in that back end of the defense with that pass rush that's coming after him. There's going to be a lot of balls that can be tipped up. Go ahead, Lou.
I think that the pressure is going to cause a lot of errant throws, and our secondary is going to have a lot of interceptions this year. We're going to have a very plus turnover ratio.
I agree with you 100%.
We have a very
100%.
deep secondary. Very deep.
Yeah.
And with
I've been talking
Thibodeau,
about that kid.
Ojolari, Dexter Lawrence, Leo Williams, Quincy Roche, and all them guys rushing at the quarterback up front is going to force some panic throws, and these cornerbacks are going to get some picks.
I love that guy.
telling you.
That's underrated pickup we got was Darian Beavers.
Yeah, I've been
I think
saying
that
that
kid
all
is going to be
weekend.
really good in this defense.
The second we got him, I texted Pat, and Buko told me, I said, yo, one of the steals of the draft, that throwback old school vicious linebacker that we got him in the 6th round was valued in the early 3rd. That's a steal.
I agree,
Yeah,
NYG.
save a tree.
I agree.
Beaver.
Eat a beaver.
That's right.
But what I like about him, I watched a lot of his film because I knew about him. He comes vicious and very physical every single play. He tries to knock the snotties out of you every play, and I love that because there's not a lot of linebackers like that anymore.
Right.
And I agree with Rick. I think we do have the best secondary in this division overall. And it got even better. And it got better.
Big facts.
Well, we got
Talk
the
your
best.
shit, Jeff.
We got the best. The Cowboys, whatever, Parsons, but we got the best all-around defense in this division.
Fuck
I think we
I
have
don't
the
think
best
it's
front
close.
4. Do you think our front 4 is better than that Washington front 4? Because I think so.
We the shit, son.
There you go.
Yeah,
Point blank,
because
period.
I think Washington, they're
Point
never
blank,
healthy.
period.
They got to show us health.
Ain't nobody fucking with the G-Man.
You're right.
Tell him, Miz. Ain't nobody fucking with the G-Man. It's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
We back.
man.
Right.
We back.
This is great. This is really
The
great.
boys are back.
And
I
look
hope,
at that offense. Look at that offense. Saquon Barkley coming out of the backfield. Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson crisscrossing each other on different types of routes and gadget plays. You got Galladay doing the 50-50. You got Shep over the middle, somehow getting open over the middle, catching the ball. You got Bellinger blocking and breaking those precise routes, helping the QB out.
Rick, you're killing me.
Let's go. Let's go.
No. G-Man does not stand for Gettleman.
What?
Rick.
It stands
Rick
for giant
himself.
men. Because let's remember that the New York Giants were once called the Madison Avenue Giants.
Rick. Oh, Rick.
So
Don't forget, you got Breeder too. We brought in Breeder from Buffalo to help Barkley.
You're right.
He's fast and shifty too.
And Richie James. Richie James is another fast and shifty wide receiver on this team.
most fast and shifty
Hey.
guys usually are breeders. They end up with a lot of children. And
And
Hey,
the
Rick,
kid
I got
the
you.
running back from Florida State is not your normal undrafted player because they were talking about him on NFL Network today.
I got you guys covered, Rick. I got you and Miz covered. You want the hookah? You come right on over. We'll.
There you go,
I got
Miz.
you covered. Miz
want-
can hit the
I
hookah,
want
and I'll
the-
make sure to get it on live stream.
Yeah, Miz and Reek doing the hookah together if we go
I
along.
want the hooker, not the hookah. The
oh
hooker.
my
Oh
God.
Jesus!
Oh,
Oh, you're getting the
no.
hookah. I don't do hookers.
So baby, pass me the
You
hookah.
can be thrown out the house.
The baby,
Yeah,
pass
you
me the
just throw it
hookah.
out the house.
Pass me the hookah.
Oh shit! Somebody shoot that duck! It fell off the tree.
Rack, rack,
Quack, quack, quack.
rack, rack. I used to hear that on
Man, you
Imus
gotta
in the
say
morning
this,
when I
man.
used to listen to WFAN back in
That's
the day.
Joe's ringtone. Quack.
It is.
Quack, quack.
If Lou
It's a-
calls
it's a
me
duck?
right now, he'll go quack, quack, quack. I ain't shitting you either.
The Mighty
You
Ducks
call
thing?
me,
Now, Joe.
If
I
you call me,
remember
it goes quack,
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 We was
quack.
on
quack.
Entertainer Stream live one day, and we was talking football, and all of a sudden you hear quack, quack,
Pat called me.
quack, quack. That shit was funny. As hell.
Go Ducks!
And Entertainer was looking around like, what's going on?
Right. I mean, if it happened to me. People came in the door, my phone went off, my computer glitched, my mic went out. It's like, oh my God, I couldn't
You
do
got
it.
Roadhead.
I wish I
Man,
got Roadhead. It would have made it better. Damn.
I was actually watching that stream that we did a couple of weeks ago. I don't know why, and I was just like dying laughing. Like, I can't believe we said half the stuff we said on that stream.
Man,
That
32
was stream
watching.
that we
I
did.
appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, please.
Thank you,
I'm coming
guys.
away from 400. Ring that bell. Throw in a
What?
comment.
Yes,
Go ahead,
congratulations.
question.
Congratulations to Jeff on getting 100 subscribers in
Thank you.
such a rapid amount of time. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Jeff. Also, Miz and Classified 3F with Joe. You can sub to me if you want to or not. I may rub people the wrong way. Frankly, my dad just don't give a damn.
Yep.
But
Well, Vance, this is a new show on Monday nights right here.
hey, big guy, stop that shit.
The whole package.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Let's keep it moving.
We don't need that.
Yeah, let's
Don't.
keep it moving. I got him. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Please be respectful. That's all
I think
gotta
we do
say.
too, Rick. Yes, Jeff, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody in the chat, and thank you, everybody on the panel, for helping
I
me out.
appreciate you
to hit
guys,
100.
man. Without
I
you, I
appreciate
don't
it
have-
so much.
Man, somebody get
Yo,
him before
big
me.
guy, watch your mouth, man. Don't make me fucking come for you. Watch your fucking mouth.
Hey, come
Don't
on,
be
let's
talking
let's
stupid shit
No,
in the
let's-
chat, man. Don't fucking
let's
get
don't
me
even
mad. Yo,
feed
Jeff,
into it. Don't even
Jeff,
feed into it. Let's
don't-
Right.
let's
watch your fucking mouth. I'm warning you, bro.
somebody beat me to it.
Lou, read Tudo's comment there, Lou.
Put it on the screen.
Leave the
I
girl
did.
alone. That's all, bro.
It's not on the screen.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
No, it is. Yeah.
we were underdogs against England, Ireland, and Wales, but we stood tall on their faces so they would remember who did it to them. Just remember our names and our faces.
Right.
Facts. And the IT is for Italy.
Yes, sir.
It's a good job, Jeff. For
Thank you.
speedy wide receivers, stealth running backs, decent O line, competent tight ends, and Lieutenant Dan. Let's go, Big Blue.
I love that. Lieutenant Diane.
Hey.
Lieutenant Dan. Something bet, mate.
No, man, look at how excited we are. I mean, we were excited last year, but this year it's a whole different level. There's just so much
somebody-
incompetence came out about the last 5 years, and we finally got answers, because a lot of times we didn't have answers to a lot of questions. And now the answers are coming out. There was a lot of snakes in that freaking office. Gettleman really did a job. I loved Gettleman. I respect him. He got us 2 championships. He was with the New York Giants when we did that. And I wanted to believe that he wasn't like that. And you know what? I backed him. I was wrong. He's an ass for everything that he did. Maybe he's just old and senile. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's pathetic that this organization, which has such high standards, went down that path. And I am disgusted with everybody that was involved into that path of corruption
'Cause
and
they
chaos
had
and confusion.
High hopes. We had
Right.
high hopes.
Speaking of high,
and this
a bubble.
fucking Boston guy with his lies
Right.
fried our hopes.
I think Gettleman
Yeah.
checked out about 2 years ago. Gettleman probably checked out. He was sick. He got old.
When he battled cancer, I think that took all the life out of him. It
It-
took everything he
something.
had to fight back from that. He couldn't even do what he was meant to do,
And
and then the
truth is,
game passed him by too.
Truth is, Lou, maybe he wasn't really cut out to be a GM. Maybe he was all the years in the NFL. He was like a top scout. Maybe he was supposed to just stay a scout.
Right.
Just like
Right.
some guys are good OCs and they never make it as head coach. Some guys are just meant to be offensive coordinators. Not everybody's a
Thank
chief.
you.
Sometimes you just got to be an Indian.
Thank you,
know?
Christopher.
Yeah.
Appreciate it very much.
Well, people don't like to let go of control or power. We know how that works. You get a little power. That Gettleman thought that he had all of it, and actually, he should have went to the doctor like me and go check for Alzheimer's because I'm losing it too. You get older and everything, you forget everything.
Oh shit, you lost it years ago, man.
Dude, thank God I lost it years ago. I wouldn't want to handle losing it today.
Rick is stupid.
But we like that your elevator
do you
doesn't
say this
go all
time?
the way to the top.
Yeah.
It makes
Hey.
you unique.
All
Come
right.
on, Rick. You know I love you, my fellow Jew brother.
I get it. It's all right. No love.
Yeah,
Pause.
that's right. Jews unite, Reek.
Yeah. Just because we haven't had one in a while.
Pause, man. Just pause.
There you go. All right.
Thanks, Joel.
Anytime. I know you guys love it.
I do actually.
Exactly. I got to come up with another one now.
I'm just waiting for Lou to have a button.
Yeah.
But if you look at
button too.
if you look at the process of the steps, and you look at the way this guy carried himself this weekend, everything he did, the way he dressed, the way he spoke, the way he walked around the war room like he commanded it, you know you got yourself a real GM. And I like Dabo also.
Don't forget about that hidden gem.
NYG. I agree.
Brandon Brown.
Like I
Don't
said, he
forget
was
about
here.
Brandon Brown.
Aside from bringing Saquon Barkley here, he ain't do shit.
He won 2 titles with us as a scout. So,
Yeah, he brought Andy Thomas here. He did a couple
As
of
a
things.
scout, as a scout, sir.
Huh?
He wasn't a GM. He was a scout.
So I'm just saying he was still a part of the organization.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know,
I'm
he
gonna
don't get that
respect him for
credit.
those days, and it doesn't matter what his title was. Could have been dog blower for all I know. You
Well,
know,
I didn't say fuck him and feed him beans, but I
didn't
agreed
give him-
screwing the team.
Oh,
You cannot disagree to hear.
Didn't I say that in the beginning?
Okay, well, that's what I was agreeing with NYG 22, and then you
Yeah.
came out of left field with, well, I'm
Well,
going to give him respect.
See, that's what
I-
happens when your elevator doesn't go all the way to the ceiling.
I can't
See now.
believe you said that. Oh, why did you
Yeah,
say
well,
that?
Truth is, the team was ruined before he even got here, man. So
They did.
let's be
man.
honest.
They did. They
Oh.
did. Their questions and their prodding was ridiculous. But he handled it like a true man with class.
That was the Joe Shane smokescreen, Rick, right there. That's why Thibodeau's on our team right now.
And Neil too. Did the
Yep.
same thing with Neil
See?
as well.
And I believe Thibodeau wanted to be here. He wanted to be the Giants.
Yeah. Oh. 2 number 1 prospects. Thank you.
One on the offensive line and
There we
one on the defensive line. And now they're part of the building blocks for the New York motherfucking Giants.
Waiting for Pat to get back. I know he wanted to talk about some things. The damn Black and Miles burning too long.
Well, if
Hey!
you used to listen, well, if you used to be growing up listening to Mike Francesa from WFAN, who was the big football guy in New York, he did a little podcast over the weekend, and he said Evan Neal, he called Evan Neal a sure yellow jacket. That's big.
Yeah, it was his first time as a GM. But you know
I
what?
miss
You
Mike
say what you
Francesa
want.
on
He
the
got to draft
WFAN.
players that took the Carolina Panthers to the Super
Do
Bowl.
a
They were
podcast,
15
Jeff. I'll
one,
send it to you
so-
once a week.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of the former people from WFA and Joe Beningo and John Jastrzemski do some
Well,
pretty
if
good
you want to take
podcasts.
that's what I said, okay, that's what I said. That's not what I said. Go back and listen. That's not what I said.
Yeah, but you can't fully hate
not-
on Gettleman. He did.
I did not bring
do
up
some
Jerry
things.
Reese. I did not bring up Jerry Reese at all. I was just talking about Gettleman, and now Reese is coming into it. I didn't bring him up.
Listen,
I'm
man,
not
you
talking
can't
about
credit Jerry Reese. You can't credit Jerry Reese for
With
something.
Ernie's- of course he's
Ernie, of
picked.
course, he built those Super Bowl
I'm not
teams. Okay,
talking about it.
Lou, you tell him because we think in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fact. It ain't even a thought that we think in the same way. It's a fact. You can't dispute your emotion for a guy just because you're melanated and he's melanated. We have to deal
Hold on.
with facts. It's stats and numbers. You know what I'm saying?
That's
as
fact,
much as I love
and I
Victor
got-
Cruz, Wait. As much as I love Victor Cruz because he was Puerto Rican and he balled out for a few seasons, I can't say he's the greatest wide receiver that the New York Giants ever had. That's absurd. So just because he was a black GM and we won some Super Bowls, you want to feel like it's credited to him. But if you go back and you look at the draft picks and the guys that were on that field, Ernie, of course, he picked those guys.
I think this is a guy that can answer a question for you, Lou.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, but we can't forget Tuma.
Oh, there he is.
Ever put on a Giants jersey? Amari Tuma is the reason why I became a Giants fan.
That's right.
I didn't say you caught half of the conversation.
Yeah,
I said just because I love Victor Cruz because he was Puerto Rican, I cannot turn around and say he's the best wide receiver the Giants ever had. That would be ludicrous. So
yeah,
that was just
he's
basically
the best undrafted player.
No. But the conversation was about Gettleman and Reese, and I was just using that as an analogy.
I just
to
brought up
explain
Gettleman.
that just because Reese was the first black GM we had, and we ended up winning some Super Bowls. Yes, you got to give him some credit for the second one because the second one were guys on the team that he drafted. The first one in 2007 was all Accorsi draft picks. Now, 2011, yes, you have to give him some credit, but you can't say 2 Super Bowls. The first one was Accorsi's picks. The second one, Jerry Reese had a hand in. That's all I'm saying.
How you doing, Zion?
I'm doing good, man.
No, it has nothing to do with that. All I was doing is talking about Gettleman, and then Reese got brought up into it, and I could see where the direction of that conversation was going, and that's how I was like,
yeah, and I didn't mean to just jump in because I just got home
real quick. Rick wants to know how this panel has changed my life. I will tell you right now, Rick, that I am a totally different person than what I was 8 months ago by knowing these gentlemen here right now.
Yeah, he had a beard.
These guys have changed my view. These guys have changed my outlook on life.
I got a new name for you, Zion.
A lot of personal things for me.
Babyface Nelson.
I can call Lou and Pat, Zion. I can call any of these guys anytime. Anytime.
Andrew, you know you can, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. These guys have changed my life, and this YouTube thing has changed my life.
Shut up, Lou. Let him have his moment.
Waking up in the morning.
Joe.
I look forward to the day's progress.
Doesn't Zion look like Babyface Nelson?
Now I'm going on a tangent here.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
That was kind of funny.
Okay, you can say pause all you want. You can say pause all you want.
I didn't say pause.
I look forward to getting up and working with Pat and Lou and Zion, talking to Miz and Jeffrey and the chat and everybody that's here and everyone that associates in here. I mean, I actually have where I get up because I'm disabled. I have something to look forward to. That's a big fact of life. Whereas before I had nothing to look forward to.
Life.
Now I get to look. I get to talk about
you had Destiny to look forward to, and you had Diablo to look forward to.
The facts of life.
Do what?
You had Destiny 2 to look forward to. You had Diablo to look forward to.
I did. The Giants are no. Actually, farming is my number one love, and then YouTube is my second love because it's the Giants. Okay.
When I first met Joel, he had a beard, a very, very, very long beard.
Doesn't Zion look like Babyface Nelson? That old wanted poster of Babyface Nelson. Move your hands, Zion. Move your hands.
Oh God. Yeah,
that's funny.
Give me that chopper from back there.
Hey, I just want to say I know they didn't have Embiid, but Miami Nation, let's get it.
Smoke, brother.
Oh fuck, Gettleman. I don't give him credit for anything.
I do.
Yeah. No, I told you I agree with you on that statement, NYG. I do not. Gettleman ruined this team. As the GM, he fucking ruined this team.
Are you talking about Gettleman credit for getting 2 Super Bowls when he was a scout?
I'm not getting it twisted.
I mean, shit. He was a scout. That don't mean they necessarily took his input and drafted who he suggested. They just took the numbers that he recorded while he was scouting, and they made their decisions in the war room. The scout don't get no say.
I'll give Reese credit for one of those Super Bowls, but you're absolutely correct. That first Super Bowl was all Ernie Accorsi's team. I'll definitely give Reese more credit and more clout than Dave Gettleman.
See, I tried to steer away from that, and yet it still winds up back there.
I'm not making it a race thing. I'm just making it
I'm not making it a race thing either. All it was we were talking about Gettleman, and I said I'm going to give him credit. You know what? He was on the team when we had 2 Super Bowls. He was part of the organization.
Right on this channel.
and that's why I wanted, when we got him, I was
NYG22 said, I can't say shit right on this channel.
But Dave Gettleman was
Hey, Joel, I've got a
way worse
question for
GM than
Oh.
Reese. Go ahead, Jeff.
Tudo.
Joel, I got a question for you.
what?
Are you ever gonna grow that beard back? Or are you gonna
Hell
keep
no.
the clean shaven look?
Hell no, baby face, baby.
Go back to the no more bearded long beard, Joel.
No, never again. You know how hard it was to eat with that friggin' thing on your face?
I told you when I met him, he looked like Rip Van Winkle.
Oh,
Right.
Yo, I remember when
In case
Joel
you
had
ever
that
want
beard.
leftovers.
I remember when
No,
Joel had that beard, and then like it was early on in his YouTube career, and I think he was on my channel, and one of my subscribers like said like he really liked Joel's
You
takes.
didn't even read the comment.
So he's all like, oh,
Go back one.
he's like, who's that Gandalf guy? Does that guy have a channel?
I got called I got called Charles Manson one time too.
Tuto says, we made many sacrifices and grind beyond our limits, but nothing's possible without God's grace and blessings. He puts people like Pat and Lou in our lives to give us the sparks we ever needed to get there.
That was Tudos.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
But I told you,
Damn.
you guys put in the work, man.
Right.
Damn.
Get them in Crawl so Shane can
No,
walk
Wizard.
and get Kayvon and Evan at 5 and 7. Okay, bars. Fonzie in the building with the bars.
Yeah.
Ozzy.
Rick says, Lou, answer me this. How are you feeling, bro? I'm feeling better. There's a lingering cough, but I feel much better.
How long does it usually take for the COVID to, completely subside?
Everybody's different because
Yeah.
I have asthma and I've been smoking
Yes,
for
they
30
do,
years.
Scooby.
That shit
Scooby.
lingered a little bit, but I broke the fever and all that shit in 2 days. But, the cough and all that shit lingered. But the herb helps.
Yes, sir.
I want to keep it on forward. I'm tired of talking about the past. That's all we've done.
Yes, sir.
We got hope now. We got forward vision. We're just waiting to see these guys on the
Subi
field.
Guru says those beards get scratchy
Yes,
and hard to keep up.
they said they do.
They do.
Yes,
I do, yeah.
we have big old things.
We're talking about Thibodeau on NFL Network,
Nice.
live from the Giants locker room.
That's what I'm excited for. Wink Martindale's defense.
Thank you, Levance. Appreciate it. I really do.
Thank
30 in the
you.
chat, man. Like, subscribe, please. I'm like 20 away from 400.
I was
Absolutely.
smoking
Let's
herb.
Get this
at
man
10.
to 400.
And I was smoking cigarettes when I was 13. I was smoking joints at 10 and cigarettes at 13.
Yeah, screw nicotine, man. That's not what regret in life.
Cigarettes
is-
at
is
13,
quitting
weed at
smoking.
14.
Worked myself up to a pack a day, and then I just have to.
I
give
have
up
no
again.
idea who the scouts are. I don't delve that deep into the organization.
Hey, what I do want to know is, do any of you know if Russ Callaway is still a part of the New York Giants staff in any capacity?
Russ Callaway.
Oh, get out of
Yeah.
here. Or
I don't
are you
think so.
talking about
I
weed?
think so.
Yeah, I think he was I think he was fired a while ago.
If she wants to smoke herb,
I never read anything about it. That's
Mhm.
why I was asking, because I never heard anything about it. I know that they got rid of damn near everybody, but I figured
Yeah,
he
I
never
don't
really
think
got
he
a
is. I
chance
think
to
the
do
only
anything.
person they kept is Thomas. The
Oh, you
special
talking
teams.
about the guy that Joe
Came from LSU.
Yeah, that Joe.
Oh yeah, he was fired, I believe. I think he
Yeah,
went
Joe
with the whole
Judge
staff.
brought over.
Yeah, I think he's gone too.
Because they
Yeah.
kept some guys. So I was just wondering if he was one of the guys that they kept, because he was a good young offensive minded guy. He didn't get a shot to do nothing.
I
But
think
once
our offensive
Garrett
line
got
coach
COVID.
now is way better though. He's way better than
I
him.
think they only kept two coaches. They only kept McGahee on special teams, and they kept
special
Jerome
teams.
Henderson for DBs. I think everybody else is brand new.
I don't know.
I
if
don't
he-
think-
I don't wanna
He
He
go
said in
out
was
there.
here.
2015. He wasn't on our staff in 2015. He was LSU before we got him last year.
Yeah.
Russ Callaway
think he's
was on the
gone.
Giants.
Yeah.
Our
I
offensive
believe
line
he's
Oh,
coach-
one
gone.
way
I
to
think
solve
the only
it.
two coaches.
Does anybody else have Google or just me?
Me.
What happened? What'd you say,
I have
Joe?
Google.
I
Why?
said, does anybody else have Google or just me? Let's see. RUS Calla, CALA,
No, he's not on it. He's
WAY.
not on the Giants.
football coach.
He's with the Gators.
Callaway.
Okay,
I'm
and
pretty
Kobe
sure it's just
21.
McGahee and Henderson that are back from the old staff. I think they're the
Yep.
only two.
There was
Everybody
a leaked
else, I
memo
believe,
from
is
the
gone.
Supreme Court that they will try to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Right.
Okay,
Joe
Rick.
Judge is the offensive assistant for the Patriots.
Yep.
Good. Don't ever start it. It's a
Right.
horrible habit, and it's hard as hell to stop.
Absolutely.
Don't smoke. Never have
And
smoked.
while you're
never
here,
will
please hit
smoke.
that subscribe button and that thumbs up button for all of these great content creators, starting with Classified 3F with Joe and ending
Well-
wherever you'd like with any of the other guys on this panel. We all make content. We are the Big Blue Crew, and we do this on a daily basis. We bring you all the updates from football to USFL to college basketball to boxing to UFC. You name it, we got it. This is the Big Blue Crew. So subscribe to every one of these gentlemen on the panel, and that's what it is.
Fonzie wants to know who's going to finish with the most sacks on the Giants this year.
I'm gonna say Ojulari.
Ojulari. Yo, my boy. See, this is why me and Pat get along, bro. You owe me a Pat.
Right.
Jinx.
I disagree
Right.
with you guys. I think it's going to be Leo. I think Leo's going to have
I
the
was
most
just gonna say
sacks.
Williams, Jeff. I'm
Yeah, I think
thinking
Leonard Williams
about
is going
it.
to have the most.
I think he's going to be DOY too.
Why is anybody gonna kick your ass, Rick? Stop thinking like that. You have to project confidence, sir. If anybody run up on you in a aggressive manner, hit him right in the esophagus,
I have a
Get some
question for Pat,
confidence.
and
He
mostly
went
for
to the
Pat
Saints
and,
and
mostly
YG.
for
and then
Pat
kick
and,
him in the knee,
Pat and Lou. Do you think that
and then poke him in the
Aziz-
eye on some Three
Do you
Stooges
think
shit.
Aziz breaks his own sack record?
Say what?
8? You think Aziz gets over 8?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, I think.
Because
I
you
think.
got
I think
you
Aziz
got to
gets
account
at
for
least
Leo.
12.
You got to account for Kayvon
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau,
Yeah.
and then you got to account for Aziz Ojulari. So
Yeah.
if Dexter Lawrence
Yep.
or Roche step up in any kind of way, then one of them guys is making their way to the quarterback, and
Yes,
that'll be.
that's what I was going to say. One of those guys is going to have over 10 sacks this year.
So I'm
All right,
telling
so
you.
where did
And
Is
the
it-
way
is it-
Aziz
Yeah, I
Ojulari
think
came in,
more- like
the way Aziz Ojulari came in, looking like he just benched 5 rhinos and shoulder pressed 2 more. I mean, shit, it's about to be lit. He gonna be manhandling right tackles.
NYG
I mean-
wants to know where Smoke Monday wound up?
He went to the
The
Saints.
Saints, I think.
Undrafted
I got a
kid.
hot take. And if I get it wrong after the season, everybody can kill me for it. I believe we're going to have 2 players on the defense get at least 8+ sacks.
I agree. I was just about to say
I
that.
agree. I can agree.
Doesn't matter
Eric
who,
wants
but I
to
believe we're
know-
going to have 2
Hey,
of them.
don't
Now, we
be
was talking
surprised if
about-
one of them is a cornerback.
Yeah.
Eric wants to know why we didn't address the center position. Are you guys good with that? Chat and panel. Anybody?
We actually did.
Yes.
Ezudu played center, tackle, and guard.
Yep.
And
And
sometimes he
Garcia,
played
Feliciano
tackle and
played
guard in the
center as
same
well.
drive. And sometimes he played tackle
Oh,
and
you
guard
brought
in
in
the same drive.
Feliciano,
I'm gonna
man.
wrap
And
it
we
up
got-
here real
right.
soon.
We got Feliciano. We got Ezudu, who's basically a all-around lineman from any position. And,
Lemieux played center a little bit too.
and we also have the other guy, Garcia. So I mean, we have 2
Yeah, Garcia's played
centers
center.
that are veterans, and then we have 2 rookies that can play center as well. So they definitely addressed it. Now it's just a competition to see who wins.
You can't have everybody. People want everybody. Like you can't have everybody. You know what I mean? Like what
We
the
got
hell?
11 players in the
time.
draft and a few undrafted. We got like 15 players.
13. Yeah, we got like 13 to 15 undrafted players.
Says McKinney will
Got a
have
ton.
Yeah, this
I think that Benton kid's going to get some sacks.
this negative shit, like always looking at the cup half empty, has to stop, man.
Oh shit! Preach, Buddha.
It's ridiculous.
Big Miz, the
Yeah.
Buddha.
The NFC
So you're gonna
East
look
is
at the
going to
guy
have the
that we ain't
defensive rookie of the year for 3 years in a row. Think about that.
What'd you say?
It was Parsons. Who was before Parsons?
I think, was it Chase Young?
Oh, Chase Young.
Yo, Chase Young.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Rick.
Chase Young, Parsons, Thibodeau. Bring the heat.
Yeah.
Bring
Tomorrow,
the heat.
not my show.
Like me and Jeff was talking about the other night. We
It's
could,
me,
like,
the bar, ain't
not
it,
to,
Lou?
not to, we're not having major expectations because
I
you have no
think so.
expectations, you won't get let down. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day,
think
it's
so.
like we could
Okay.
have a top defensive
Redison?
line at the end of the season if
Because it
everybody
was
stays
supposed to
healthy.
be you last week, but I did it because you was calling the game.
Okay.
That's why you ended up doing the Big Blue Crew, the True Blue Podcast Wednesday, because Man Cave was supposed to be on your channel.
Right.
It's supposed to be on my channel next week. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be on my channel this week, but I took
Right.
that spot last week. So True Big Blue will be on me Wednesday.
Oh man,
All right.
31 watching, man. Thanks, like,
And then we'll go
subscribe.
back to regular rotation because Joe will do Monday this show, and then the Man Cave will be on his channel.
Tuesday.
And
Nah, you got 2 days of work next week.
Oh
yeah,
man,
we'll all be back to doing 2 days.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? He was doing Monday mockumentary and then a Giant Cave. And then you were doing Giant Cave and True Big Blue, and I would do Giant Cave and True Big Blue. But now with Leather to the Face and everything ramping back up, it's about
Right.
to be lit.
Yeah,
We're about
I
to be
can't
on
wait for
about
Leather
6
to the
nights a
Face.
week at this bitch.
Yeah, boxing. Woo.
And I have
Yo,
to
Zion.
say,
Zion, you
Yes,
got
sir.
you got to grow your little strip back, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To make it
yeah,
on
you got to
top.
grow. I feel like I'm talking to a 13-year-old.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, huh?
Top
I
5
get ID'd a
defense.
lot. Then I shave.
Yeah.
I gotta shave.
I feel like I can't curse because you're on the panel.
I love when Lou and Zion have their little back and forth. I don't know why. It just makes me crack up.
Yeah, I'm
between
gonna
the
tell
two
you
of
why. Because I've been waiting for a motherfucking intro for about 9
Hey, you
years.
gave it to Rick.
That
What
was
is
even
Rick?
just-
Give
No
nothing to
intros
Rick.
for myself.
If
Rick, what's the intro, Rick? Why are you taking so long?
yeah,
Yo, stop that.
Kayla, if finances are available for the three of us, chances are we will, but it'll probably be the following year.
Yeah.
Lou,
I
I mean,
I'm
Pat-
welcome.
Pat's
I've
in
never been
New
to New York.
Orleans,
I
so
don't know if I am welcome.
I want
Funniest
Miss
part
to
of
show
all
me around
time.
the city.
you don't know if you're welcome to what?
Meeting of the game this year at MetLife.
Oh, why wouldn't you be?
Never mind, Joe.
Okay.
That one flew over your head. Thank you.
Yeah, it
All
did.
right. Hopefully, Evan Neal blocks well where Daniel Jones balls out. Pause.
Yes.
All right. Subi Guru.
Maybe.
2023. Joe.
Y'all are killing me. All right. Y'all, it's
Because that
midnight.
just didn't sound right.
Oh, I
Daniel
love the
Jones
tie-dye
balls
shirt,
out.
Joe.
Pause.
Tie-dye?
Yeah.
No.
Tie dye?
It's a phoenix.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
you
it's a
got
Phoenix.
excited. You
Sorry.
talking about the
Oh,
I
it is a
agree.
Phoenix.
I agree with Tony.
What's up, man?
top
How you
5
doing?
defense. Book it. Let's go.
Even on the back.
Hmm?
it's got-
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
Hey,
Zion,
Joel.
yeah, man.
I get cool stuff. What?
What's up?
Are we gonna see a special appearance by your your buddy, the hippie?
Everybody
anytime soon?
boycott Zion Zenith until I get my intro.
Okay.
Hey, I thought you gave it to Rick.
I didn't
Oh,
give
here we
nothing
go.
to nobody, sir.
All right, I'll get
And
it
I
on.
can tell you,
I'll
I
get it
can
on
tell
the
you
bench.
what music you can use. Go on Bella B Savage on YouTube.
You want Bella B.
That's
Savage?
my baby cousin. She has 3 songs on there. You can use any of that for the intro, and
Bet.
it will not get stricken. I already have express written consent.
Too though, he says my teammates are asking you guys no sipping on Saturday night so quickly while calling the fights, please. Last time
I'm not
everyone was
sipping.
laughing so hard with no reason all night, and viewers were all confused.
Wait, what happened?
I'm
What
not
happened?
Sipping. I'm not sipping. When we
Yeah,
call
I'm
the
not
fights.
sipping.
What happened on Saturday? You guys had the case of the laughs that time?
No, it wasn't last Saturday. We didn't do leather to the face.
No, the
it was-
last
it
leather
was
to
a
the
few-
face.
It was a few fights
BELLAB.
BELLA. I can't see that.
Zion, you're getting called out.
3 videos.
Hey,
2
was
months
it
ago.
8 months ago? That was
Listen,
It
wait,
wasn't-
listen. Is it 3 videos and it's only 2 months ago?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's it. Click on that and subscribe, please. It costs you
Wow.
nothing.
Subscribe.
For the
Yeah.
past 8 months.
You can
I'll do
use, you
that.
can use,
Who is Zion?
Turn on that
Where's my
notification.
damn intro?
you can
Hey,
use
I
the
said
beat.
it 3.5 months.
You already have most of the footage because
I
I
do.
basically told you what I wanted,
Yeah.
and you just been sitting on it and drinking
Well, I did
beer
move
and
twice.
All
I did move
right.
twice.
having barroom brawls and
I
all
need
this other
to
shit,
also.
and you know,
I need to get some
getting
ass
shit
myself.
faced. He's moved. He's lived in 3 different places since I've asked for my intro.
Damn shame.
I'm not singing the song because last time I sang the song, it didn't get out of somebody's head. So I'm not going to sing
Oh,
it.
don't do it.
No, I
please.
didn't sing it. I didn't sing it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
You have to
Yeah.
ask Pat that one.
Yeah, I asked him for an intro when I had like 300 subscribers.
Nah, 657.
Bullshit.
This is always funny.
I promise you.
It's
Yeah,
never not
Well,
funny.
good for you, Mr. Christopher.
I'm gonna have
Tony.
to dig this beautiful.
something
bean
for me,
footage
too.
up. I'm gonna have to dig up. But... Hey, listen, we had a constant 30 in the chat. It's midnight. We're gonna wrap this up here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for more of this great content. We're always talking
The
football.
old fogey wants to get off early now. But
Hey.
he wants to stay on my channel till 1:30.
Hey.
Get off right now on the cool.
I can't do no bong rippers on my channel, okay? So because I got to stay copacetic with the chat. When I'm on other channels, I can relax, and that's when I want to go to a party all night. All right,
Let's
you
go
know,
to
it's
the
like when you're
gulag
not the
from now on.
designated driver, you can go out and party. Hey, I
You
want
got
somebody
a
else to be the
one-way
designated
express
driver.
ticket to ride to the gulag every time
That's
you
right.
say some
Gas,
stupid
grass,
shit.
or ass. No one rides for free here.
Oh, that's good.
That's true statement.
And
has
on
never
that
been
note,
said.
Make
Yeah.
sure
You
you
guys
guys
is
get
crazy.
ready. Like
Man,
this
You
video.
guys are crazy.
Like,
Thumbs up, subscribe.
subscribe, ring that bell to all these guys, my partners. in
Make sure
crime.
you make that intro. Good
Yeah.
God, man, for the
Oh, it's gonna
love
be
of
fire,
Christ.
bro.
Oh, for
No, I
Pete's sake,
appreciate
it's been
everybody
fire for
being
9
here.
months and they ain't lit a fuse yet. What the
Thank you, man. Good night, everybody.
it's funny.
What's
Yo,
up,
AK, man,
Eagles?
we're just wrapping it up. I'm sorry.
It's
So
funny.
much appreciation.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate it. And on those
Thank you,
final,
guys.
Shout
buddy.
out to everybody for getting
Y'all
me
have-
to 900, man. Thank you.
Have a good night,
Yes.
guys.